folks. It's cold outside, so we've got to give a really warm welcome. For the first time tonight, these are the Lady Bandits. They're called the Bandettes.
Yep. Come in, come in, come in. It's warm and it's safe here. Tonight it is cold outside, about 3 degrees here in Buffalo, New York at the KeyBank Center, but inside it's going to be hot because the Buffalo Bandits are going to do battle against the Calgary Roughnecks. Tonight, the National Lacrosse League presents the Twitter Game of the Week. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our broadcast. I'm John Gertler, along with my partner, Randy Mearns. Dave Buchanan is between the benches. Randy, two teams having problems at opposite ends of the turf. The Calgary Roughnecks, very talented with offense, are having problems putting the ball in the net. The Buffalo Bandits on defense are having troubles keeping the ball out of the net. Let's begin with the Bandits and talk about their defensive woes, albeit work in progress, and goaltending. As a coach, put your hat on. Tell us what the woes might be.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of things. It's communication. It's the little things. You know, the last two games, Buffalo's allowed the opponents to get to the front of the net, which makes it hard for the goaltending, you know, Bouquet to make those easy saves. You know, so I think that they got to get back to the basics. They got to, get to a point where they're communicating, know who they're playing against, and how they're going to defend them, and they got to do that consistently to keep the ball out of the back of the net, John.
Bandits tonight are going to beef up the defense. Ethan Schott is in the lineup tonight, the young rookie, so this is his first chance, and that's going to add a little bit more strength and power to get those lanes clogged for Alex Bouquet.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the first game, the home opener, he played phenomenal. He was making those saves that he's supposed to. He was making some unbelievable saves that he wasn't supposed to make. You know, and when you're making those saves, next thing you know, you can transition. Buffalo had some great transition in the home opener, but that's kind of gone away a little bit. So again, it's defense first. That's what's going to win you championships. As Coach Cordingley says, it's a marathon, but they got to start figuring it out. They got to start coming together tonight.
Bandits are averaging some 12 goals a game. That means Dane Smith, the leading scorer, has got to do even more. He's got to get his nose in there in the net.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he's got a good cast around him, but, you know, he's the unsung hero. He's going to be the guy. He's the guy that everybody's going to match up against. And the thing that I'm excited about, though, he has 14 assists. You know, he's distributing the ball, so if it's not him scoring, there's a lot of guys around him, Caleb Crawford, Josh Byrne, you know, that can put the ball in the back of the net. But it's got to be a committee offensively, Johnny.
Defense goes to the Calgary Roughnecks. They're tough. But offensively, we talked about it at the top of the broadcast tonight, Curtis Dixon. Here's a guy that had 107 points back-to-back seasons. He's struggling on the turf, only hitting 6% of the shots. What do you think it is for Curtis Dixon?
You know what? 3 goals, 6 assists. You know what? I think he's just struggling. I think he's trying to carry the weight for the Calgary Roughnecks. They're averaging only 9 goals a game. Doing that, Johnny, you're not going to win a lot of games in the National Lacrosse League. I think he's just got to play confidence, get back to what he does natural.
Calgary's very big at defense, and Frank Scigliano at goaltending is hard to beat. We'll be back with the opening face-off tonight. This is the Twitter Game of the Week from the National Lacrosse League. Yes, sir.
Please welcome to the floor the National Lacrosse League's Calgary Roughnecks.
Johnny. And Brunel straight down Main Street. Makes no mistake. Just goes high to low. As Coach Cordley was saying in the pregame, high to low through the pads of Chiliano. A quick 1-0 Buffalo Bandit lead.
How about that for Kevin Brunel, starting things off for the Buffalo Bandits and played in every game the last 3 years, and this is his first goal of the 2018 season. A couple of caused turnovers for Brunel last week against Toronto, and getting pressure on right now from that draw, controlled by Calgary. Into the line they go, a 2-on-1, and a shot and a score by Toronto. Just snuck in from the left side of Alex Bouquet, and give credit to Dan McRae, the captain of the Calgary Roughnecks.
Yeah, Danny McRae, he's a defender, transition, loose ball guy. That's his third goal of the season, going along with 8 points for McRae. He just throws a twister. I don't think Bouquet, really kind of seen it, just kind of got to the stick, squirted through. He went for the desperation grab, but unfortunately over the goal line, we're all knotted up at one. Real quick 30 seconds into the game, Johnny.
8 seasons with the Calgary Roughnecks. Dan McRae with his third goal of the season. Also the head coach of the Burlington Chiefs. And we have a challenge right out of the gate, Randy.
Yeah, Coach Cordley throwing the red flag. The crew chief, Chris Williams, going to take a peek at the video replay. After a goal, you have 20 seconds if you want a challenge. Coach Cordley might have seen something, didn't think maybe the ball went all the way over the goal line. So referee Williams going to have to take another little peek at this, Johnny.
Couple of challenges per game for the respective coaches in this National Lacrosse League game. And they can do it either in the first half or the second half. And the challenge currently on now by head coach Troy Cordingley and Chris Williams, the crew chief. And Randy, what you see from the monitor and for the fans not only listening at home but on Twitter tonight and NLL TV, what is your call?
Yeah, Danny McRae, he comes in. It's a 2-on-2. He's a little bit further out, but he's a lefty. He kind of throws a little bit of a twister to the short side. And it looks like it gets underneath the glove of Bouquet and then through the pads, and then squirts into the net. In my opinion, that's going to probably stand as a good goal. You kind of see the ball in the one angle that we got clearly all the way into the back of the net before Bouquet can get the left hand to try to pull the ball back out. I think this one's going to stand as a good goal, but we'll see if I'm going to be 1 for 1 and 100% on the season, Johnny.
Chris Williams is going to take a look at every opportunity here at KeyBank Center on the replay to make the call and whether or not Dan McRae's shot will stand and tie this game up at 1. Kevin Brunel got right out of the gate at the 19-second mark, scoring his first of the season. And for our viewers on Twitter and NLL TV, and you get a chance to see what Dan McRae's shot is all about and whether or not it indeed crossed the goal line.
Yeah, you can see the ball just in behind Bouquet on the highlight that we're looking right there. It looks all the way over. The first highlight, a different camera angle. Here's the one that you can kind of see. The ball just squirts through the pads. You're going to see this go to the left, up and over, and you'll see it clang into the black mesh. And I think that that's going to stand as a good goal, Johnny.
Chris Williams is coming from the off-field officials location, and he will put his skid lid on and give us the call to find out whether or not it is good or no.
Conclusive evidence. We got a good goal.
Oh, beauty. I'm 1 for 1, Johnny. Good way to start the 2018 year.
So that's very good, Randy.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
I like that. In fact, you got your peepers on and you're taking a look at that monitor close, and Dan McRae scores his third of the season to tie this game up at 1 here in the early goings.
1-1. Didn't think we'd shut him out.
So from the face-off after the goal scored by Dan McRae, it is picked up by Calgary. The ball whipped by Curtis Manning right to the top of the slot. Mitch Wild has it, former Buffalo Bandit from the slot area, feeding it out in front there. Shot behind the back. But that's busted up by Buffalo's defense. Scramble for the ball continues. Creighton Reed couldn't get it, and Steve Priolo starts it up for the Bandits to the right wing side, now to the top of the slot. There's a low drive. Chiliano comes up with a fine save, and he makes the outlet pass back out to midfield. That's carried by the rookie, Zach Courier, in over the line. Fakes the shot, leaves it down to the near side. Leaving it out in front there.
Yeah, that was a track meet. That was absolutely up and down the floor. Tyson Bell finding somebody inside, gets smoked as Bouquet makes the save.
Mitch Desnew has it for Buffalo. He'll leave it back outside the restraining line. In over the line comes Mitch Jones from the right wing side. Looking for Buffalo's offense. Deaking now from the low side. Feed pass out in front. Intended for a hot stick for Mitch Jones. He gets his own rebound, but leaves the ball as he went in and out of the crease. So a crease violation, and Calgary has it. Dan McRae, the goal scorer for Calgary, has got the ball, making a shoveling move here in the first quarter, where the score is tied at 1. Calgary with the ball from the far side. Twirling all around. Curtis Dixon leaves it very quickly back into the stick from the far side over the Tyler Digby. Scramble for the ball continues to the right side of Bouquet, and Bandits getting some help off the good defensive moves of Mark Stainhouse, getting a pass over to Steve Priolo, who pushes the ball for Buffalo right to the Calgary restraining line. First quarter action, score is tied at 1. Thurston with it for Buffalo from the right wing side. Field wide pass over to Dane Smith with a shot. Chiliano got a piece of that one, resetting the shot clock. Thurston is in from the near corner, inside the Calgary zone. Tipping it back over to Josh Byrne, who finds an open Dane Smith. Far side over to Callum Crawford. Crawford scoots to the top of the slot. Feed pass out in front, try to get a hot stick over to Byrne, couldn't do it. Busted up by Calgary's defense. Scramble for the ball continues, and now it's picked up by Tyler Burton, who uses the turf to get it to Mitch Wild. Running back out to mid-turf. 1-1 the score here in the first. Tonight from Buffalo. Good passing. Holden Catoni getting it back down into the zone. There's a shot right off by Dane Doby, hits the crossbar. Rebound picked up by Dixon. Fresh 30 to boot for the Roughnecks. Score is tied at 1 here in the first. Dixon, a right wing pass back over to the far side. Trying to get the feed pass, but good defense for Buffalo coming up with the ball. Excellent play by Matthew Bennett, and Mitch Desnew has got it for Buffalo in over the Calgary restraining line. He's at the right point. Feeds it back outside the line to Dane Smith. Tipping it now over to Craig England. Now to Mitch Jones from the right wing side. Jones taking a look at things, narrowing the margin from the slot area. Trying to get a lane open, can't do it. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Trying to get a good shot going over to Frazier, couldn't do it, and Calgary's got the ball, pushing it right back into Buffalo territory from the far corner. Steve Priolo is there to scoop it up in the webbing of his stick and making the pass back out to midfield. Now to Jones, he's got Stainhouse with him, and also score!
Wow, and that's quick. That's up and down the floor. An inadvertent pass. Priolo at his own end zone corrals the loose ball. It's quick transition. It's a 3-on-2. And Crawford slides to the heart of the defense. A great look and a real one-touch little feather. Nice hands by Crawford up over the right shoulder of Chiliano. Second transition goal for the Buffalo Bandits. They're back up by 1.
Buffalo Bandits, second goal.
Call me Callum Crawford, and the 13-year vet giving the Bandits the 2-1 lead. Crawford with his 6th goal of the season. And the Bandits back up on top. Boy, great to have you with us tonight here from Buffalo, New York. As we had mentioned in the open of the broadcast, it's about now 2 degrees below zero outside, and the temperature here at the KeyBank Center, very comfortable 70 degrees as Curtis Dixon gets tied up with the ball. Top of the slot, 10 to shoot, trickles to the doorstep of Alex Bouquet, and he makes the outlet pass all the way down inside the zone. Nick Weiss tried to get it, but he is busted up, and Frank Chiliano is there and has it just from the doorstep, and will leave it back over to Tyler Burton. Burton now with the ball, pushing it back out to mid-turf. And over the line he goes with the big Tyler Digby. Randy, 265 pounds Digby. Tipping it over to Catoni. Doby. Nice over-the-shoulder feed. Pass intended. Over Lowen. There's a shot straight on off the stick of Wesley Berg, and it trickles back out to midfield, and Buffalo's got it. They lead it. That's a 3-on-2 break for the Bandits. Here's Desnew. Back from Stainhouse, Desnew. Oh, he takes the shot, and Chiliano comes up with a fine face-to-face save.
Oh, that's a huge save by Chiliano. That's the 4th transition opportunity for the Bandits. This time they can't capitalize. Chiliano equal to the task.
2-1 Buffalo here in the first quarter of play. Callum Crawford, most recent to score for the Bandits. Kevin Purnell started things up in the early goings. And Dan McRae for the Calgary Roughnecks. Here's Berg coming right in, powering his way, taking the shot. Bouquet makes a splitting save, and will cover the ball up and stop things with 9 minutes and 39 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Buffalo 2, Calgary 1. This is the National Lacrosse League Twitter Game of the Week.
Football game tomorrow afternoon. We are wanting to remind you right now to follow the
Back over to Dane Smith with a shot. Hit the goal post inside. He scores!
Afraid you might miss out on the big stories from your favorite team? Well, not to fear. The NLL newsletter is here. All you have to do is subscribe to the new NLL newsletter, and you'll get weekly updates from everything that is happening around the league. What are you waiting for? Subscribe today.
Let's go down between the benches with Dave Buchanan.
9:39 to go here in the first quarter. Bandits lead the Roughnecks 2-1, and of course Ethan Schott making his National Lacrosse League debut tonight, and that makes 3 Bandit draft picks that are in the lineup this evening. That's the first time since 2012 Buffalo's had more than 2 draft picks suit up in one season. That 2012 class included Dane Smith and Kevin Brownell, and Ethan Schott is fired up for this game. He dropped Dane Dobie right after the opening faceoff. Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Dave. Back to action out on the turf. Jordan Durston with the ball from the slot area, far side pass, leaving it over to Callum Crawford. Now Dane Smith. Here's Durston with the ball from the right point, back over to Dane Smith. He's got a lane open. He scores! A great Dane! And Buffalo takes a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, great offensive set there by the Buffalo Bandits. It's here over on the near boards. They run some pick and roll. They kick it to the righties. It comes back to the lefties, and then back to Dane Smith, who's got that outside track. He's so quick, kind of gets held onto the play, pulls Chiliano off his pipe, and then comes back to the far side. Chiliano sprawling. But a great goal by the great Dane Smith. And the Bandits are up by 2.
Randy, we had talked about that in the pregame show about Dane Smith and the fact that even though he's the 4th leading scorer in the league and also leads in assists with 14, he's got to get his nose dirtier, and that was a perfect example of what he did, going right in on Chiliano.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and he took a hit to get that opportunity, but that's what the Buffalo Bandits are going to rely on Dane Smith, right? Set that example.
3-1 Buffalo here in the first quarter of play. 8 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Bandits with the ball from the far side. Getting some turf time down in offense is Steve Priolo. That's busted up, and the ball comes all the way down just outside the doorstep of Alex Bouquet. Young netminder involved in the trade, and Callan Crawford from Colorado that saw Ryan Bash go over to the Mammoth. And has been between the pipes the last 3 games, albeit tough ones that he's been pulled in with Rochester and Toronto, but coming up with some pretty good saves so far tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Had a couple of real nice saves. You know, I think with the Buffalo Bandit defense, they're playing the pick and roll, especially on the righties with Dixon and Tyler Digby and Wes Berg very, very well. They're not letting anything get up underneath. They're allowing the rotation up over top. It's an easy switch, and Bouquet is easily seeing the shots from about 16, 17 feet out, Johnny.
So Dan McRae scores for Calgary, and for the Buffalo Bandits, give credit over to Brunel, who scores right in the early goings. Dane Smith and Callum Crawford. 3-1 Buffalo. Shots on goal favoring Calgary 7-5. And we had some discussion out of the turf. I don't know what the breakup was in the stoppage of play.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Oh, no agreement between 2 referees.
Wow. So they obviously rekindled the faceoff. That's the 5th faceoff win for the Calgary Roughnecks. Buffalo not getting any of the loose balls off the faceoff. I think what happened there, John, was Buffalo threw the ball back up over the midfield line. So that's an over and back call. But I think the question is maybe did Calgary tip it as the ball had actually gotten thrown to a Buffalo Bandit? Did that cause it? Disagreement with the refs. Going to be a brand new face-off.
Dixon overruns the ball, creates a little bit of infusion out at midfield, and Buffalo has it, and Mitch DeSnew will take it from the referee as it went out of play. Bandits lead at 3-1 here in the first. We had mentioned, great to have you with us on the radio and on Twitter and down the line of the National Lacrosse League television. John Kurtler, Randy Mearns, Dave Buchanan. The ball from the point now over to the far side to Callum Crawford, twirling, taking a shot, shutting on it with a save, and the rebound picked up by the goal scorer Dan McRae, and he'll push the ball back out at midfield. Good move by Tyson Bell. He's one of your favorites, Randy. He left the ball there as a good transition man would do, and Curtis Dixon takes over. Dixon, nice feed pass right in front to Tony's shot, hitting the turf over the crossbar, high netting. Ball picked up by Buffalo. Nice move by Steve Priotto, getting over to Matthew Bennett. A 2-on-1 break. Bennett with a shot and shutting on it with a pad save. And the rebound is picked up by Wesley Berg, and he'll start it up again for Calgary.
Yeah, that was a great individual effort by Priolo. A one-handed grab, hitting Bennett on the run, right in his stick. A 2-on-1. Bennett elects to shoot, as opposed to giving it up to Mark Stainhouse. But again, another transition opportunity for the Buffalo Bandits. They're running tonight, Johnny.
Dane Dobie presses the ball back over into the far corner, picked up by Calgary. Left back behind the net. 5 to shoot for the Roughnecks. Here's Mitch Wild with a shot. That's busted up by Buffalo's defense, and the loose ball picked up by Steve Priolo. He gets hit by his former teammate, Mitch Wild, and the ball cleared back out at midfield. Jordan Durston with it in over the line. He comes from the right point. He's got a lane open. Durston, at that low center of gravity, elects to go over to Mitch Jones. Jones with a shot to the right side. Did not hit Chiliano. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Buffalo powered up the ball by Curtis Manning and picked up by the Roughnecks, and here they come down the left wing lane. Kalinic with it, leaves it out at midfield. Tony fires it deep into the far Buffalo corner. Now big Kyler Digby with it from the slot area, leaving it back into the corner. There's a shot over the shoulder by Dane Dobie, stopped by Bouquet, and the loose ball picked up by Buffalo, and Mitch DeSnew pushes it to the Calgary restraining line. Here's DeSnew, electing to go over to Josh Byrne, who finds an open Dane Smith. The two set it up together, get closer to Frank Chiliano. Byrne leaving it out in front. There's a shot by England, stopped by Chiliano, and the loose ball picked up by Creighton Reed, and they'll push it back out to midfield. 3-1 Buffalo here in the first quarter of play. Calgary scores! Driving all the way in there. And another good play.
Yeah, that's Creighton. I believe that is.
I thought it was Creighton Reed, but it looks like it's Garrett McIntosh.
Garrett McIntosh straight down the middle. It's a 3-on-3 transition. This is the track meet so far tonight, Johnny. The first 9 minutes. And McIntosh straight down and just goes high to high over the left shoulder of Bouquet from about 5 feet out. I think Buffalo's got to extend, try to stop the ball a little bit earlier there. But the Calgary Roughnecks showing that they can transition with the best of them as well, Johnny.
3-2 Buffalo. Nice play by Garrett McIntosh. He's a biggie, 6'3", 226 pounds. 5th season and his first goal of this year for the Roughnecks. Shots on goal favoring the Roughnecks 9-8. Battle for the ball continues. Ball left over there by Tyson Bell. He'll push it back over to the far side. And it's left into the corner back for Holden Katoni. He twirls back over to Riley Lowen. Now tipping it to Wesley Berg. He's got a lane. Here's Berg with a shot. He scores. And we've got a tie game, Randy.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great individual effort by Wes Berg. It's on the near boards here, the righties. They're running some pick and roll action. All of a sudden, Wes Berg finds himself isolated, gives a little bit of a slid dodge, gets up underneath, and goes Superman a la Curtis Dixon and goes over top. But there's a red flag on the floor, and this one's going to be reviewed again, Johnny. Thinking that Wes Berg landed in the crease before the ball crossed the goal line on Bouquet.
For our new viewers tonight on Twitter, this being the Twitter game of the week, yes, there are 2 challenges from each team, and they can be taken in the first or second half. And looks like Troy Cordingley is going to go for another one here this evening at the KeyBank Center. Again, for our new viewers, you're looking at a turf just like a hockey rink, 200 by 85 feet, 5 runners aside, 1 goaltender. Try to score on a net that's 4 feet high by 4 feet 9 inches wide. The white ball, about 5 ounces. Sticks that the players play with in indoor lacrosse, 42 inches. The pockets, 7 inches wide, 5 inches deep. Randy, when they talk lingo for indoor lacrosse, they call it the bag. That's where the ball sits in the pocket. That's the bag, right?
That's the bag, absolutely. I got to tell you, this is a great individual effort by Wes Berg. Like, just the extension, putting himself all the way out there. The kicker is he gets the ball up over the left shoulder bouquet, but it seems like he's dragging his right foot before the right knee touches. If I'm a bet man on this one, Johnny, I'm going to say that this one may be no goal. It just looks, before the ball crosses the goal line, the right foot of Wes Berg starts to drag on the ground. That's going to be my call. So I'm either going to be 100% or I'll be 50%.
Well, we'll see what the call might be. Chris Williams, the crew chief, busy tonight with the off-field officials and taking a look at every angle that's available to him here at the KeyBank Center. And boy, what a busy venue over the course of the last 10 days, Randy, with the World Junior Hockey Championships. 30 games being played not only here at the KeyBank Center, but also at the Harbor Center, and the big gold medal game last night. Congratulations to Team Canada for their victory and the gold medal of the World Juniors here in Buffalo. What a success.
Oh, yeah, absolutely exciting atmosphere here in Buffalo with the World Junior Hockey Championships. Just amazing display of athleticism and skill. It seems as though the players on the floor right now, Johnny, feel that this goal is going to be disallowed. They're already kind of set up that Buffalo is going to get the ball. The Calgary defenders are already back by Chiliano, but we're all still waiting for Chris Williams to come out with the official call.
Find out with that. It gives us more time for our new viewers on Twitter on some of the rules of the game. You might notice with the little clock that's behind the respective goaltenders, that's called the shot clock, and the teams have 30 seconds in order to get a shot away. If they do get a shot on the goaltender, the shot clock is reset. More rules in just a couple of moments. Here's Chris Williams.
Shooter is in the crease prior to the ball crossing the goal line. We got no goal.
Oh, and the Bandit Land fans are real excited about that. I'm still clicking at 100%, Johnny. Feeling good about that right now.
It's got to be that right monitor over there with the digital, very nice HD. You're watching it in slow motion. And
it's amazing.
Berg in flight there, so the former University of Denver Pioneer, Wesley Berg, denied on that shot. So Buffalo will start it up with a 3-2 lead with 4 minutes and 56 seconds remaining here in this first quarter of play. Shots on goal favoring the Roughnecks 9-8. Dane Smith with it outside the slot area. Far corner, back to Smith with a shot. He scores! How about that from Callum Crawford to the Great Dane? 4-2 Buffalo.
Oh, I really like this play. This one has been designed by Johnny Tavares. The ball's over on the left-hand side, and then they find a streaking Dane Smith with a one-touch pass. And that one squeaks through Chiliano. Great feed by Crawford, all in one motion. Smith, high to low, straight down, and gets through the wickets, creeps over the goal line, and the Bandits are back up by 2.
Do I see another hanky out on the turf this time?
I believe so. This is, we'll see a little bit of the replay here. Kurt Malowski sitting there saying, well, hold on. Before that ball went over the goal line, did Dane Smith and his momentum carry him into the crease before the ball rolls over the goal line? Chris Williams had his work cut out for him here in the first quarter, Johnny.
After a 12-year NLL career, Kurt Malowski, 9th season as a Calgary coach. He is 2 victories away from becoming the all-time winning coach. A victory tonight would tie him with the late, great Chris Hall. And he has made the challenge from the Calgary bench.
Yeah, Dane Smith is kind of tiptoeing along the goal line, the crease, as he shoots. It takes a little while for the ball to get up over the goal line past Chiliano. But you can see the right foot and the left foot. That first original angle was kind of hard to see, but you can see Dane Smith trying to stay out of the crease, but We're going to get this better angle from the far side here, Johnny.
Well, here's a frame-by-frame one for you on your HD monitor, Randy. What's your call?
Yeah, that ball goes straight up and down. Dane Smith's left foot is in the crease. Before the ball rolls into the net, I think this is going to be a no goal. I think this is going to be called back here, Johnny.
Williams, very busy tonight. Taking a look at all of the angles again.
Yeah, it looks like that left foot ends up touching that outside of the crease before the ball rolls in through the pads of Chiliano.
Had a chance to talk with Kurt this afternoon. What a personable type of guy, Randy. I mean, you know him quite well and just loves to talk lacrosse, and he's so into it. Just like Troy Cordingley. I mean, they're the style of coaches that just wear their emotions on the sleeve, and he was talking to me about, well, maybe they're hanging onto the ball too long. Here's the call.
Shooter is in the crease prior to the ball crossing the goal line. We got no goal.
Yeah, the Bandit fans aren't happy about that, but that is the correct call from Chris Williams. And it looks like we're going to go into a TV timeout here, Johnny.
4:46 left to play. 3-2 Buffalo. This is the National Lacrosse League Twitter Game of the Week. Three-2 Buffalo now between the benches with Dave Buchanan.
Thanks, John. 4:46 to go here in the first quarter. Calgary Roughnecks have been in the NLL since 2002, but this is only their fourth ever regular season visit here to KeyBank Center. The last time was the season opener back in 2016. Then you go back to April of 2014, but their first visit to Buffalo came way back in 2003. And actually, they came to Buffalo twice that year. The second time was in the postseason when Buffalo beat them in the quarterfinals. However, Calgary got their revenge the following season when they beat Buffalo for the NLL Champions Cup at the Saddledome in 2004. So this has been a interesting rivalry between these two teams, but a lot more visits to Calgary for Buffalo than visits to the Roughnecks here to the KeyBank Center. Guys, back to you.
These two clubs will meet in April in Calgary. And again, this is Buffalo's first opponent from the Western Division of the 2017-18 season. And they're leading it 3-2. Shots on goal, 9-8 favoring Calgary. Dixon with a shot straight on, and Bouquet comes up with a big save. Here comes Matthew Bennett leaving the ball out to a running Jones. Jones tipping the ball. Back over to Callum Crawford from the far corner. Back to the top of the slot as it goes. Pushed back very quickly. Pick being set. Good work by Byrne. Powering his way is Frazier, not to be afraid to get his nose dirty. Byrne with the ball with 5 seconds left. Shot straight on, they score! Buffalo! Talk about perfect timing. And it's the Great Dane.
Yeah, on a delayed call, there was a hold that was going to go against Curtis Manning on Chase Frazier. The play continued to evolve. And a great feed from the outside with Dane Smith sliding in. And we'll see if Kurt Malowski's going to want to throw the red handkerchief up on this one. Dane Smith so close to the crease. It's a one-touch and falls after getting smoked from behind by Curtis Manning. But no red handkerchief.
Loose ball for Buffalo. They've got it, and hang on. It'll be stopped with 3:49 remaining. Buffalo with a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, and the
fans not happy about the call made by the referees.
Well, it looked like Buffalo had a breakaway, but the referees blew the whistle but didn't do the quick start. Calgary able to get their defenders out there. Now it's a 5-on-5 situation.
Here's Mitch Jones from the right point. Looking, shoveling move over to Durston with a shot saved by Shiliano. Rebound Buffalo. Fresh 30. Leaving the ball from Durston. Back over to Jones. Finds an open Dane Smith. Deking from the slot. Back to Jones. Jones with plenty of time to work to get Buffalo's formation going. Callum Crawford from the far corner scoots out. Tried to feed it out in front to Smith. Couldn't do it. Was in the crease area, so it'll be Calgary's ball, and here they come. 4-2 the score here in the first with 2 minutes and 56 seconds remaining. Calgary with the ball. Big Tylee Digby with the ball, trying to thread the needle over to Dixon, leaving it into the far corner. That's scooped up, and Buffalo steals it. It's Mark Stainhouse on a 3-on-2 setup. Now 4-on-2 is there. Stainhouse lost the ball, and here comes Calgary. Right back to the doorstep they come. Here's Dixon, scores! Oh, you can't stop him when 17 is flying. He takes a beautiful shot, Randy.
Yeah, absolutely. He goes airborne. Pulling Bouquet off the pipe and then comes back short side. That's going to be a good goal. Ball's in the net before Dixon lands in the crease. You can just see the athleticism. It was a big, quick 3-on-2 going one way. Stainhouse gets stripped by Wes Berg. A great defensive play by Berg. It's going the other way. Mitch Wild draws a defender, allowing Dixon to go airborne and coming back short side.
You can't stop a player like that, Randy, right? You just got to slow him down.
Yeah,
maybe tug his jersey a little bit.
You got to give him a little bit of a tug, especially when you got the 2-on-1s, Johnny. It's real difficult. These guys are so skilled. You know, and again, when they're shooting from 3 feet out or right on top of the goaltenders, it's hard for goalies to make those saves, especially with the stick skills of this level, Johnny.
Buffalo by 1, 4-3 with 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. In over the line, Calgary comes. There's Dixon with a shot that goes wide. Bouquet didn't get a piece of it, but Buffalo's got the ball, and starting it up is Nick Weiss. Scored a goal in all 3 games so far, and he's looking for 4. Leaves it to the doorstep. Back over in front. Trying to leave it in a nice setup there.
Yeah, Zach Reed gets smoked from behind. No call by the official.
There's a loose ball to the left side of Alex Bouquet, and he'll smother the ball up. 1:35 remaining, quarter number 1. Buffalo leading it by 1, 4-3. Dane Smith with a couple of goals. Smith with the ball, tipping it back to the far side over to Byrne. Byrne from the slot area, looking, fakes the shot, leaves it into the far corner, back to Byrne with a shot, straight on by England, and it's stopped by Shiliano.
Yeah, Shiliano, great read. It was a good tic-tac-toe. England finding himself up front, and boom, Shiliano throwing up the big left shoulder.
Tyler Digby leaving the ball back outside the restraining line to Wesley Berg, who gets it back over to Digby, and he'll move his 6'3", 265-pound frame into the slot area. Got busted up in traffic, and Buffalo comes up with a loose ball, and here come the Bandits. Straight ahead, Martin with a shot. He scores! Yeah. Finally, number 21 on the scoreboard, Justin Martin.
I think that might be Ethan Schott's first point in his NLL career. He corralled the GB, kicked it up to Justin Martin, a clear-cut breakaway. And he just comes right down Main Street and through the pads, I believe, of Shiliano. It's all transition all night so far, Johnny.
How about that for Justin Martin? 5-3 Buffalo with under a minute to play here in the first quarter. And the ball cleared out off the stick of Alex Bouquet. And it will be Calgary's ball right at the right point where Dane Doby is there. Starting it up along the wall, leaving it down into the far Buffalo corner. Calgary pushing it now to the near side of it to Curtis Dixon. He's got some room to move. Dixon digging his way after a nice pick. Far side shot, straight on. Got Tony. Got a piece of it, as did Dixon. Went over the glass and into the crowd, so it's Buffalo's ball. 5-3 Bandits with 23 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. Bouquet goes to the bench. And Troy Cordingley, the head coach of the Bandits, said we want 6. So it puts 6 runners out there. Now watch the clock. Dane Smith has the ball as he crosses the restraining line for Calgary from the left point. Back over to Byrne from the slot area, over to Mitch Jones with a drive. Good save by Chiliano. Left back behind the net for Durston. He lost it, and Chiliano makes a long pass inside, but the buzzer went on. He scored the goal, but the buzzer was on, so it's no goal. 5-3 Buffalo here at the end of the first quarter of play. This is the National Lacrosse League Twitter Game of the Week.
3 shots on goal for Buffalo 13, Calgary 12.
If you're a player looking for a lightweight head that delivers power and control, string up the Under Armour Command Low.
Five-3 Buffalo, end of one. Let's go between the benches with Dave Buchanan.
Thanks, guys. You've talked a lot about Tyler Digby tonight, and of course, the big man listed at 6'3", 265 pounds. Kurt Malosky tried to tell us earlier that he was 6'5", but I'm 6'2", and standing down here by the benches, seeing him up close, he's definitely closer to 6'3", but man, the guy is built. He could certainly play linebacker in the NFL with his build, and he's a big man on the floor. Guys, back to you.
Bandits scoring early and often with a 5-3 lead after one. Shots on goal favoring the Bandits now 13-12. And interesting to note, Randy, it was a penalty-free quarter. A lot of end-to-end action. Your review of the game.
Yeah, a lot of end-to-end action. Obviously a track meet this first quarter, so it's going to, as the game wears through, second quarter, third quarter, who's going to get fatigued first in this fourth quarter? Of the 8 goals scored in that quarter, 6 came in transition. We had a transition by Brunell. He picked off the pass, clear-cut breakaway. Then we had Caleb Crawford on a 3-on-2, and then Justin Martin for the Buffalo Bandits, all in transition. All 3 Calgary goals came in transition. One from McRae right off the face-off, Garrett McIntosh, and then the last one of Curtis Dixon.
So the official scoring, Kevin Brunell assisted Callum Crawford from Mitch Jones and Steve Priolo. Dane Smith from Jordan Durston. Smith again at 3:35 from Byrne, and then Justin Martin from Ethan Schott. And check your stats, Randy, from the Buffalo game notes to see, and I think that might be Justin Martin's first career goal. Look deep into the stat area there on Justin Martin. 5-3 Buffalo here in the second quarter of play. The Bandits, as a team, came to Buffalo last night, checked into the hotel. They staged a practice and an off-area facility, and then regrouped this morning at 9 a.m. for a breakfast and a video session, and then out on the turf for a shoot-around at 10:30. So a very busy day for the Bandits and a team lunch. And similar in fashion for Calgary. Kurt had his boys out here at 9 a.m. And they went through an hour of practice and then right to the hotel. They practiced yesterday or last night in Toronto, so they're busy, very busy as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, both they're trying to get prepared for this game. Obviously, it's a huge game. Both teams struggling as of late to hit you back up. Yeah, that is Justin Martin's first career goal in the National Lacrosse League.
So Teddy Cordingley is going to be busy, and hopefully that ball went over to the bench where he can put a nice piece of tape over it and use for a first NLL career goal. Here comes Calgary right at the doorstep. Big sprawling save by Bouquet, and a collision follows up.
Yeah, that's the big man, Tyler Digby. Dixon splits two, draws a third, kicks it out with a little shovel pass to Digby. He comes across airborne, 265. But Bouquet, following it all the way through, throws up the big left elbow, Johnny.
5-3 Buffalo here in the early goings of quarter number 2. Tonight from the KeyBank Center in Buffalo, New York. Craig England far side, leaving it back over to Durston, looking, trying to feed it over in front to Frazier. Frazier grabbing for us, got it behind the net. Here's Frazier with a diving shot over the crossbar and hit the end boards and picked up by Calgary. And they'll push it with ease down the right wing lane. As Chet Cummings leaves the ball back over, and here's Catoni with the ball from the right point. He's got some room to move, elects to go to the far side. Shot straight on by Dixon. And that one went wide. 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Dixon again. Deking, Dixon shooting it, and a shoulder save by Bouquet, hitting the high netting.
Yeah, that first shot by Dixon after he crowned the rebound, smoked off the left shoulder of Matthew Bennett. That one, he started kind of grasping the arm, and then Dixon comes right down the middle off a great little split dodge. But Bouquet equal to the task.
How about Holden Catoni's shot there? He's got a laser. Scored a goal and assist last week against Colorado. Shoulder save by Bouquet. Play right back down into Calgary territory. Callum Crawford, one of the goal scorers in the first quarter of play. Deking, doing some footwork. Leaving it back over to Byrne. Byrne retracts. Back over to Crawford. Now to Dane Smith. Smith out in front on a quick stick shot by Byrne. But it just goes to the left side of Chiliano. 5-3 Buffalo here in the second. 11:56 remaining. In over the line, Dan McCray leaves the ball to Calgary's offense. Lowski making quick changes with this power team, and it's Dane Doby. Doby from the right point, getting close to Bouquet. Makes a twirl, works it, takes the shot, shoulders saved by Bouquet, and it's left back over to the far side where Curtis Dixon has it. Fresh 30 for Calgary. They're down 5-3 here in the second. Wesley Berg with a shot. In and out of the crease area it goes. Just hit the high glass, but remains in play. Doby leaving the ball down to the near side. That's curled away by Lowen. Now to the far side. Dixon takes a couple of hard shots. Berg is there. Tries to get the rebound. Check that, Doby. Now Catoni back to Doby. Here's Doby with a drive, right side. Rebound jumps out in front. Lowen couldn't do it. 30-second shot clock expired on Calgary. And here comes Buffalo, led by Mitch Desnew, leading this game 5-3 in the second quarter of play. Craig England with the ball, tipping it over to Byrne, who leaves it to Durston. Back over to Frazier. Frazier scooting in, taking the shot. Good save by Chiliano. The rebound picked up by Calgary, and there's a mad dash now and a 3-on-2 break for Calgary. In over the line, carried out by Zach Courier from Princeton with that shot, and a good save by Bouquet.
Yeah, Bouquet seen that one all the way. Courier ended up being a 4-on-3. He could have kicked it out. Elects to take a shot from about 20 feet out. Bouquet seen it all the way. Easy stop.
Dane Smith with the ball for Buffalo inside the Calgary zone at the left point. Firing it back over to the far side. Feed pass now to Callum Crawford. A hot stick shot right in front to a diving Josh Byrne. Busted up by Calgary, and here come the Roughnecks back out at midfield.
Yeah, that's a great save by Chiliano. Durston coming all the way across. Chiliano using that right elbow, keeping the ball out of the net.
Ball left into the far corner by Calgary as they stage the offensive attack from the slot area. Back behind the net goes Riley Lowen. Now reverses thrusters. Lowen shot wide. Rebound Digby from the far corner. Here's Digby with a shot. And Bouquet comes up with a save and makes the sprawling move to smother the ball up, stopping things with 9 minutes and 46 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Buffalo 5, Calgary 3. This is the National Lacrosse League Twitter Game of the Week.
My name is Curtis Dixon. I am an offensive player for the Calgary Roughnecks.
Chiliano to the bench. Dixon shoots and scores!
As soon as I started using the warp, my game has, been as good, if not even better, than it was before I was using it at the start of the season. I mean, you don't lead the league in goal scoring for no reason without having a proper stick and having success with that. So I'm absolutely happy with my performance so far, and I know it's only going to go up from here.
Now, down between the benches with Dave Buchanan.
9:46 to go here in the first half. Bandits lead 5-3. You guys mentioned Justin Martin, his first career NLL goal. Not only was it his first goal in this league, his very first career point. He had no assists, no goals in his rookie year last year, and no points through the first 3 games of this season as well. And he got a lot of backslaps and high fives from everybody down on the bench for his big accomplishment, including one from John Tavares. And you bet that ball did make its way to Ted Cordingley. So Justin will be able to take that one home with him for his first NLL goal. Back to you.
Randy, thank you, Dave. Randy, he is a very smart defensive player and has certainly been a welcome addition to the Bandits. And when he got a chance to get into the lineup last year, thought he did a great job. And he took a lot of points from Billy D. Smith and took him to play summer ball, and I think he's even better this year.
Oh, absolutely. He just gains more and more confidence, understands the defensive systems individually, one-on-one, he's equal to the task, but also understands the team defensive concept. And the best part about it is he can transition. Phenomenal athlete, as shown by his goal against the Calgary Roughnecks tonight. He can fly and he can bury the ball when given the opportunity.
How about this surge going on by Buffalo? A couple of shots straight on. Here's another shot, and Chiliano comes up with a save, losing his balance, but holding that ball within the doorstep area of his crease. And it's pushed by Calgary back into the Buffalo zone, but Steve Priolo returns it right back over to Mark Stainhouse in on the rush. Stainhouse. Had 2 goals last week against Toronto. Leaves it back over to Byrne. Now to Dane Smith at left. Here's Smith coming in close, hanging onto the ball, shooting it low. And Chiliano is there, scissoring the ball between his pads, and he makes the outlet pass down the left wing lane over to Creighton Reed. Reed quickly dishing the ball off as the front door opens up for Calgary. We talk about this in the lingo of lacrosse, Randy, for our new viewers on Twitter. We talk about the front door. That's the offense coming out. As Curtis Dixon is taken down, and we're going to have the game's first penalty, as it's going to go against the youngster Ethan Schott for taking down the sniper, Curtis Dixon.
Yeah, well, he got his first NLL point there in the first quarter. He's got his first NLL penalty here in the second quarter. First penalty of the game. It's been a pretty free-flowing game. Not a lot of rough stuff, not a lot of stuff after whistles. I think that's due in part to the transition back and forth. But Ethan Schott gives a little tug on Curtis Dixon. That one was easily called by the officials, and the Roughnecks going to go on their first power play of the evening.
That's the way to slow Curtis Dixon down. Can't stop him, slow him down. Just like a defensive back in football. You got to tug that jersey a little bit, but he got caught. Power play into effect for Calgary coming into this evening's game. 4 for 13 for 31%. They went 3 for 5 against Colorado last week. Buffalo's penalty kill coming into this evening's game, 42%, 8th overall. And the ball bounces back down into Calgary zone.
Yeah, talk about a game of inches. Katoni first. He jams it off the top left bar. Dane Doby jams one up over the top right bar. Game of inches. 1 inch lower, that ball's in the net.
Buffalo's got the ball. They have 3 shorthanded goals so far this year, and Steve Priolo leads the search for Buffalo's shorthanded down in the Calgary zone. Watching the time tick away on the penalty over to Ethan Schott. And Buffalo will do just that. Watching the shot clock as well. Second quarter action, Buffalo leading it 5-3. Here's Dane Smith dashing in from the left point. One arm, he lost it, and here comes Calgary starting the rush back out to midfield. Tyson Bell with the ball, leaving it outside the restraining line, where the front door comes open and completes the change. Dane Doby will take a lot of shots on the power play, leaving it out to the far side of it to Curtis Dixon. He's double teamed on the play, retreats. Here's Doby real fast. Right side of Bouquet, and that'll be an over and back charge, Randy.
Yeah, it's going to be, but this play's going to keep on going on. Priolo finds himself wide open. Doby does not rotate to him, and a great save by Chiliano.
Short-handed shot by Steve Priolo, one of the leaders of defensive scoring coming into this evening's game. Points in all 3 games for the big captain. And Buffalo doing a nice job. Here's Nick Weiss, scored a couple of short-handed goals so far. Weiss with a shot, shoulder save by Celiano. And the rebound picked up by Calgary. Pushing it down the right wing lane is Creighton Reed. Field wide pass back over to Curtis Dixon. And Buffalo is back to full strength. So playing 5-on-5. Off the glass it goes. Lowen couldn't play it. Ball is picked up by Ethan Schott, fresh from the penalty box. Fired it back over to Kevin Brunel, who opened the scoring of tonight's game. He'll retreat back out at midfield, and Buffalo's front door will open up, and the forwards run out. Led by Byrne, all ready to Craig England. Back over to Jones. Firing it back to Durston, who finds England. 9 seconds left on the shot clock for Buffalo. They lead it 5-3. There's Durston with a shot. He scores! Big Jordan Durston. 6-3 Buffalo.
Yeah, the ball gets stuck over on the left-hand side. They're rotating, pick and roll, pick and roll. Durston finally comes up with the ball, rolls up over top, throws a big hard pass fake, and then just lets a laser sidearm to the far side of Celiano. That's a low-to-low drive. Great goal by Durston, the first of the night, and the Bandits are up by 3.
Jordan Durston, who scored 25 goals last year while with Vancouver, scoring his 3rd of the season, giving Buffalo the 6-3 lead. 5 minutes, 35 seconds remaining of this second quarter. Shots are even at 21. Mark Stainhouse with this rush, taking a shot, hitting the goalpost right side of Celiano. Rebound jumps back out at midfield in a big race now, and a breakaway for Calgary. Shot on off the stick of Garrett McIntosh. Cleared off by Bouquet. Here's Dane Smith with the ball, feeding it back to Steve Priolo with a shot. And Celiano at point-blank range, making the save.
Oh, this game's up and down, up and down. One transition for McIntosh. Priolo, 6 seconds later, finds himself at the doorstep. Celiano with a huge save.
There's another big save by Alex Bouquet. Doing the shoulder butterfly on Dan McRae, and the ball pushed by Buffalo back out at midfield. Buffalo back into action next week against Vancouver right here in Buffalo. Dane Smith with the ball. Check that. Callum Crawford with the ball from the near corner. Twirling back out. Using the far boards to try to thread the pass. Oh, how about that pass and shot by Callum Crawford. And down tumbling.
Yeah, Crawford threw an errant pass, was going to go for the loose ball. I believe that was Ryan Martell. Kind of went up in the air, did not see Crawford coming across. And Crawford throws the big shoulder to Martell. He didn't see that thing coming. And he's on the ground, Johnny.
Penalty against Crawford. We're going to take this time out. 6-3 Buffalo. This is the National Lacrosse League Twitter Game of the Week.
Watch this.
Oh, how about that laser?
Wow!
The best is yet to come in the NLL's Twitter Game of the Week. The 2 teams at the top of the charts are colliding in Colorado. Top scorers Ben McIntosh.
He's on the right side. What a pass and what a goal.
And Ryan Benesh.
That shoots and scores! Great kick from Wardle.
Along with the best goalies so far this season in Dylan Ward.
One-timer, what a save by Dylan Ward.
And Evan Kirk.
Pass in front, and a great save!
It's a fight for Western supremacy to close out the weekend. The Rush visit the Mammoth January 13th.
Now between the benches with Dave Buchanan.
Thanks, Sean. 4:37 to go here in the opening half. Of course, a couple of weeks ago in Rochester, we had the first NLL meeting between Dane Smith and his uncle Billy D. Smith. Well, we have another branch of that family tree this evening as Dane is going up against his cousin Tyson Bell, who of course plays transition for the Calgary Roughnecks. And these two players met a couple of seasons ago with Dane burning his cousin on a goal late in the game, but Tyson got over that. He's developed into a great transition player. Randy talked about him earlier. He led Calgary in loose balls last year with 107, so he is following in the family footstep as being another great NLL player. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Crawford's going to serve 5 for the elbow.
Oh, come on.
It kind of reminds me of the shoulder by Gergensen in the Winter Classic here a couple of days ago, Johnny. Calgary going to go on their 3rd power play of the night.
And it's a big one.
Just a bit outside. Here's a chance.
There's a shorthanded opportunity. Riolo straight on, and Chiliano getting a piece of that. One of the rebound comes all the way back out at midfield, and here come the Roughnecks. Off the running stride of Chad Cummings, and very quickly the offense comes out. Dane Doby in over the line, staging the play from the right point. He's got the ball as they play catch from the slot area. Back over to Dixon. Fumbled the ball, and Buffalo's got it. Short-handed Kevin Brunel. And now here's a foot race for the Bandits. Brunel shooting it. And Chiliano leaving the ball into the far corner, where Dan McRae is there. And that'll scoot back up over to Dane Doby.
Yeah, sloppy power play. Inadvertent pass. Ball gets on the ground. Brunel on a home run. He goes twister. Chiliano, easy save.
Doby 12 points away from becoming the all-time franchise leader in points for the Calgary Roughnecks. Curtis Dixon from the far side on the power play. 5-minute major assessed on the Callum Crawford. Here's Dixon, low drive, low to high, and that one goes way high and hit the end boards and all the way back down in the Calgary zone in the over and back charge. So Mitch Jones has it, leads it over to Mark Stainhouse, who retreats right to the Calgary restraining line and all the way back out near midfield. 3:09 left to play, second quarter. Buffalo leading at 6-3.
Yeah, not a lot of ball movement on the power play for the Calgary Roughnecks. It's one little seal pick, and then they shoot. Another little seal pick, then they shoot. They're not making Bouquet move side to side or not even forcing the Buffalo defense to rotate. Easy stops and easy transitions for Buffalo going the other way.
Frazier had it for a while, then bounced over the glass and into the crowd off the stick of one of the Calgary players. So Frazier will take it back across his restraining line from left. Calgary back home next week. They open up a 2-game homestand against Georgia and Saskatchewan. Thurston with a shot. Short-handed, wide rebound. Buffalo and Randy, they're commanding this 5-minute power play away from Calgary. Back behind the net is Frazier. He is upended. The loose ball picked up by the Roughnecks, and here they come breaking out of their own zone. Out at midfield, scooting real fast is Zach Currier. He'll leave the ball back off to Riley Lowen. Now tipping it over to the far side to Catoni. Or behind the shoulder pass by Dixon. Now Catoni works the top of the slot. Ball, Riley Lowen, hit by Matthew Bennett, powers his way out with 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Wide. Rebound, Dixon. Low drive with 1 second left on the shot clock. It's Buffalo's ball. Steve Priolo's got it. Nice nifty move by the big defenseman. Steve Priolo dashes in, leaves it back over to Jones. Jones retreats into the far corner. 2 minutes left in the 5-minute major assessed on the Callum Crawford. Buffalo leads at 6-3. We're in the second quarter with 1:30 remaining. Randy, Bandits are doing a great job on this 5-minute kill.
Oh, absolutely. You know, they're utilizing the clock, but you know what? They've had better opportunities on this 5-minute power play. Calgary's taking bad angle shots. They're not really moving the ball. Inadvertent passes, they're just not sharp right now, Johnny.
Here comes Buffalo. The ball is stolen. Byrne across the line. He's double teamed on the play, and a big thrashing shot at the top of the neck. No call, and fans want it. Byrne a little slow in getting up, and he makes his way on his own power over to the Buffalo bench. While Dane Smith has the ball, now goes field wide. Over to Mitch Jones. Under a minute to play here in the first half.
Yep.
Here comes Buffalo, knocking on the door. Score! Thurston!
Oh, that's not going to make the Calgary coaching staff very happy, Johnny. Buffalo a man down. They run a pick and roll. Thurston slips it. An easy little flick. Oh, he's got all day. 1, 2, 3. Chiliano's on his toes. Oh, one hard bite, and Durston pounds the ball for his second goal of the night and the first shorthanded marker of the evening.
Fourth of the season for Jordan Durston, and with 48.8 seconds remaining of this first half, Buffalo has built a 7-3 lead. A shorthanded goal. Fourth of the season by the Buffalo Bandits. That ties the Bandits with Colorado for the most shorthanded goals coming into this week campaign in the National Lacrosse League. Sure hope you're enjoying the broadcast tonight. Good action by both teams end to end. And a good save by Bouquet. It will be Calgary's ball. They've got the man advantage for the next 47 seconds. Doby with the top of the slot as it goes. Back to Doby. Watch for the quick stick. Doby scores! High side over the shoulder of Alex Bouquet. And the Roughnecks on the board.
Yeah, the Roughnecks needed that in a big way. Again, not really a lot of movement. It's just a 2-on-1. Westberg's a righty. Doby's the lefty at the shooter spot. It's a little catch back and forth, and Doby throws a laser high to high. Bouquet just a little too late getting the right shoulder up. First power play marker of the evening for the Roughnecks, and they're back within 3.
Third goal of the season for Dane Doby. And a goal and 2 assists against Colorado, and on the board here tonight with under 5 seconds to play. And we've got a timeout, and Calgary called it.
Yeah, Calgary's going to call the timeout. They're probably going to set something here up on the board. 6.3 seconds left. No need to pull Chiliano. It's an option, but they have the 5-on-4 already. We'll see what Coach Milewski and the staff want to do in the waning seconds of this second quarter.
So that will hold things back for just a couple of moments, and it gives us a chance to say you get 24/7 access to all the goals, all the victories, and all the action in the NLL at your fingertips wherever you are. Sign up now for NLL TV today and watch every live game, every arcade game, behind-the-scenes content, and much more via your connected device. You can visit NLLTV.com now and subscribe. Scott Fleetwood is on special assignment with us this weekend, but he's also tweeting some information to us, Randy. Kyle Powell is our producer tonight on the radio, and David D is our director and producer here on the Twitter Game of the Week. And a good crowd on hand here at Quebec. Here's the closing seconds. Set up, shot, save, Bouquet. And with 1.1 second remaining, Buffalo will have an opportunity to fire the ball out of their own zone.
Oh, she's starting to get a little chippy out here.
Good pressure on by Buffalo, trying to push some of the players out of the way. As tempers start to flare up, that's big Tyler Digby involved with that one, and now some milling around, but the first half is history here at the KeyBank Center. 23 seconds still remain on the 5-minute major. Assessed on to Callum Crawford.
And I think the Snooze probably going to get a penalty here. I don't know if it's going to be evened up. It was off ball. He ended up, knocking the stick out of, I believe, Westberg's hands. And then Tyler Digby came over. He wasn't too fond of that, but it looked like he was walking over to the penalty box, but the period has ended, so he's off to the Buffalo Bandit locker room.
So good moves by Jordan Durston tonight here in the first half with a couple of goals and some conversations with the respective captains. And stops things up with everybody quietly going to the dressing rooms. I see a little bit of a conversation between Richie Kilgore and one of the assistant coaches from Calgary. And before we go to break, let's go down to Dave Buchanan.
Thanks, guys. Down here with Dane Smith. Dane, all things considered, that first half went really well. Killed that 5-minute off, and you got a nice lead here going into the break.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a good home, obviously, period. But we're looking to get better at every period. They came out flying. We came out flying. Buke standing on his head. Our defense is playing really well. We got to stay out of the box, though. So that's our main thing, and our offense is putting the ball in the net.
Seems like the transition's going really well, especially early. That's getting a lot of those goals here early on.
Yes, transition picks up the offense all the time. Every time they push the ball, we need to cut off transition a little bit better offensively, and we'll be okay.
Good luck in the second half, Dane.
Thank you.
That's Dane Smith down here, guys. Back to you.
7-4 Buffalo halftime tonight from the KeyBank Center. This is the National Lacrosse League Twitter Game of the Week.
Hard hitting and non-stop scoring from start to finish.
Shooting, scoring.
Dixon. Somehow, that went in.
Wow! Matthews scores! Right-handed!
Kyle Buchanan lays it out.
Noble shoots and scores! Jones shot the goal!
Today is our day.
Well, as we had mentioned at the start of tonight's broadcast, about 3 degrees below zero outside of the KeyBank Center in downtown Buffalo. But here, I think they're baking bread at the KeyBank Center. Good offense tonight for the Buffalo Bandits. They've got the lead going into the half. John Gertler along with my broadcast partner, Randy Mearns. Randy, your thoughts so far on tonight's game?
Yeah, I like the intensity of the game. Both teams, I mean, this has just been a track meet. Up, down, up, down. A majority of the goals came in transition. You know, I can understand the struggles that Coach Milewski were talking about with Calgary in the offense. They just don't look sharp. You know, I think Curtis Dixon, Westberg, they're pressing it a little bit too much. They get caught in the doubles and triples. You know, offensively, even on that 5-on-4, 5-minute power play, they didn't even rotate, you know, anything on the power play. They're not doing anything special. It's 1-2 passes, and then they're just shooting the ball at times at bad angles, you know. So I think they got to have more by committee. I think they got to share the ball a little bit more east-west, you know, and, you know, but they're not out of this game, Calgary. They're only down by 3. Still a long way to go.
At the beginning of tonight's game, we talked about the deficiencies of the Buffalo defense and goaltending, albeit work in progress. But so far, so good, Randy, in the first half of play. Bouquet making some saves, but more importantly, Buffalo is allowing those lanes to be open where Bouquet can see those balls and make those saves.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, he's why you elbowing me? Come on, guy. That's my move. But I got to tell you, you know, Bouquet's playing phenomenal, right? But I think, again, like you're saying, Johnny, it's coming from the defensive structure, right? And you know, from Calgary, very, very predictable. Westberg, Tyler Digby, and Curtis Dixon on the right-hand side. Everything's kind of a down pick, jab step. They come over top. Buffalo handles it very, very easily because they just switch the pick. And then Calgary's not really getting nothing from that right-hand side. I think defensive-wise, you know, I think Richie Kilgore, the coaching staff, have scouted Calgary very, very well. Like they're handling everything right now on a 5-on-5 situation that Calgary's bringing. 3 of their 4 goals came in transition, 1 on the power play. 5-on-5, the Buffalo Bandit defense has played stellar tonight.
You had mentioned during the time that Callum Crawford went to the penalty box for a 5-minute major that Buffalo's attempts of scoring the best shorthanded. They've got some great opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, on that shorthanded, I feel like they had better scoring opportunities than the Calgary Roughnecks did. Now, but I also think the Buffalo Bandit transition is just flying. You won't see it in the stats, but the first 5 or 6 transition, Mark Stainhouse was on every one of them. You know, they didn't get anything from it, but they're just gone from defense to offense that quick. And now they kind of like developed that whole track meet kind of situation. The kicker is in this second half, can they keep that intensity up? Always easier to score on a breakaway, on a 2-on-1, on a 3-on-2 than it is 5-on-5. And Buffalo's had the advantage in that transition category all night so far.
Buffalo made a change in the lineup at the start of tonight's game by Ethan Schott being put in for his first NLL game. Randy, you had mentioned about getting his assist. Also got a penalty, but more importantly, a chance to get out there and play the game that he's waited for over the course of training camp and into this 4th game of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he's got to be super excited to be in the lineup. Obviously, you're playing in front of the Bandit land, the fans. The whole atmosphere is obviously incredible. Special night for the young lad. Got his first point. You know, he wants to make sure he's on the game sheet, right? That's why you had the tug down on Curtis Dixon. But, you know, he's playing phenomenal. But, again, it's another young guy that the coaching staff has as an asset to go for this Champions Cup. I got to tell you, of the defensive the defensive downfalls of the last 2 games, Buffalo's just doing a phenomenal job all the way around. Priolo leading it as a captain, a lot of GBs. They're not allowing really many second chance opportunities from the Calgary Roughnecks. They're just gone. And I think if they can keep that intensity up, it's going to be hard pressed for Calgary to come back tonight.
We had mentioned in the pregame show about the opportunity of Steve Priolo talking to his teammates, which he did closed door last weekend in Toronto, and it has paid off in big dividends.
Well, you know what? You're going to always rely on your captains, your leaderships. When things aren't going bad, how do you react to that? You know, are you going to, kick, take the bull by the horns, lead by example and corral your group and say, we can go do this. We just got to actually get back to play the game plan.
Buffalo in the lead at halftime. We'll be back. This is the National Lacrosse League Twitter Game of the Week. This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Grab your orange and black and get ready to lose your voice in Bandit Land. Individual game tickets are on sale now, starting at just $15. Tickets are available at the KeyBank Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Bandit Land. Everybody's enjoying all the festivities tonight here at the KeyBank Center, including the Bandettes and the folks out of the concourse. And what a great night so far for the Bandits, leading at 7-4. John Gertler along with Randy Mearns, Dave Buchanan between the benches here at KeyBank Center. And talk about the offensive output. Dane Smith with a couple of goals and an assist. Jordan Durston, acquired from Vancouver over the offseason, and his 5'11", 234-pound frame just powered his way in with 2 goals and an assist.
Yeah, absolutely, especially the last one. A big hard fake, everybody bit, and then just throws a laser low to low. But Buffalo on the offensive side of it, they want to have that equal balance with the righties and with the lefties. So far tonight, Durston's that lefty that's come to play, that's, on the stat sheet. He's done a phenomenal job in the first quarter, or the first half, excuse me, but now it's a function that, they got to keep it up. They still got 30 more minutes to go here, Johnny.
Talking about Josh Byrne along with Frazier, the 2 rookies for the Buffalo Bandits, and now we're going to see what the highlights are all about here tonight's game. And how about Kevin Brunell with that?
Yeah, that was straight downtown. He picked off a pass, and boom, it was gone. And then 16 seconds later, next thing you know, Dan McRae off the face-off ties it up. Another transition goal. Caleb Crawford, beautiful. And then Garrett McIntosh in another transition. You can just tell by the highlights, Johnny, it's just back and forth.
Straight in for Dane Smith, and then also Calgary comes right back again, and you can't stop a shot like that by Curtis Dixon.
No, the Superman, when he's got that opportunity, he's going to go airborne. And then Justin Martin for his first NLL goal, he gives the old little side pump on the boards.
I'd go a little bit higher the next time, wouldn't you?
Oh, and that's the big low to low by Durston. Beautiful. And then the pick and roll, short-handed. Boy, he got Chiliano to jump on that and pounds one.
There's a great shot by Dane Doby. You can't stop number 44, especially with that shot with the man advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. Doby can snipe it high to high for sure.
So good, powerful play by the Buffalo Bandits. And here's the stats so far of tonight's game. Randy, shots pretty good, favoring one by the Roughnecks, and loose ball category. Can't deny the work ethic of the Roughnecks.
Yeah, when you sit there and you go with all the stats, they're all going the Calgary's way except the scoreboard. Bouquet's playing a phenomenal game tonight. Defensive-wise, they're getting it done. And the transition, again, is leading the Buffalo Bandit offense.
Power-wise, you had mentioned here in our break at halftime at KeyBank Center in Buffalo about the strength and endurance of the Bandits. Will they be able to carry it over into the second half?
Well, you know what? They have great athleticism. As long as Bouquet makes those saves, they continue to communicate defensive-wise. They'll continue on this transition run, Johnny.
7-4 halftime here in Buffalo. This is the National Lacrosse League Twitter Game of the Week.
Last season, we launched NLL TV. It marked the first time that you could catch the fastest game on 2 feet from anywhere.
Thompson backhander scores! Wow!
This season, it's back and better than ever. Just pick your package and you're good to go.
Don't get caught in the dark. Watch the National Lacrosse League live from your laptop, tablet, cell phone, and more. Get all the action, all the time.
What drives you to find your inner purpose? Play with purpose.
This week's Call of the Week is not a penalty. Instead, we're talking possession rules. With Vancouver on the power play, stealth forward Corey Small fires a shot wide that ricochets off the dashers behind the New England goal. The ball lands all the way down the field across center towards the stealth net. This is a backcourt violation, as per Rule 48.1. There's no immediate whistle, though, since New England looks like they could gain the advantage. However, once Colton Watkinson gains possession, he's inside the 10-yard radius from the Vancouver crease, so referee Kyle Kropman can now blow the whistle to stop play. The Stealth are charged with a backcourt violation, and play restarts with the Black Wolves in possession of the ball away from the front of the goal. This has been the Call of the Week, brought to you by Honig's.
All right, we're just about ready for the second half of play. Let's go between the benches with Dave Buchanan.
Yeah, guys, we talked about it there at the end of the half. Things starting to get a little chippy out there. The way this game started, comparing it to the opener against Toronto, right from the get-go in the opener against Toronto, a lot of chirping between the benches and everything, typical for a divisional rivalry. Tonight, a little bit different. Started out quiet between the benches, but it started picking up a little bit. The hit Callum Crawford did here, that got the 5-minute major, and then that commotion there at the end of the half at the other end of the floor. So a little bit of chirping now between the benches, and even the coaches a little bit of chirping as Richie Kilgore and Kurt Malosky had a little discussion there before the teams went off, and I'm sure they had a few chirps in their playing days against each other. Yeah. So the intensity's picking up as we get into the second half. Back up to you.
What was that conversation about, Dave? What was it referring to, Richie?
I think Richie.
Choice words.
Richie took a little exception, probably jokingly, about Mitch Wild chirping some of his former teammates, but Kurt Malosky didn't really appreciate Richie Kilgore yelling at one of his players.
There's Alex Bouquet. Good first half for Bouquet with 22 saves. Randy Burns, 27, playing quite well.
Yeah, he certainly is. It's and again, you got to rely on him. He's seeing all those shots that you need to see. He's making the saves. He made some pretty incredible ones too. Defensive-wise, very, very impressed. Again, statistically, Calgary's owning a lot of the statistical categories. More shots, more loose balls. But I kind of feel like Buffalo's kind of dominated the game. They've had more second opportunities, better transition opportunities, and still looking to go on the power play for the first time tonight.
Calgary scoring in the first half. Dan McRae with a goal. Garrett McIntosh with one as well. Curtis Dixon and Dane Dolby following it up for the 4 goals scored by Calgary. And we're underway here in Buffalo with the second half of play. John Gertler, Randy Burns, and Dave Buchanan with you tonight on the radio at ESPN 1520 and we're affiliate down in Salamanca, WGWE. Good evening, everybody, and hope for many of you as Curtis Dixon lights the lamp here in Buffalo for Calgary's 5th goal. I was going to say for all of our viewers tonight on Twitter and NLL-TV, hope you're enjoying it as well. So Calgary right out of the gate following the lead of their coach probably and a tirade in the dressing room said, come on, we got to get into this game.
Yeah, we got to get into the game. We got to start connecting. We got to put the ball on a line. We got to share the ball. And just there, as the penalty was ending to Crawford, Westberg slices the middle on the backside. Dixon rotates down. A quick little pass and a one-touch. And Dixon puts it short side before Bouquet could get there. And the Calgary Roughnecks are only down by 2.
5th of the season for Curtis Dixon. Guy we had mentioned talking about, here comes Calgary with another surge right in front, but player inside the crease area, that's waved off, and Buffalo gets it right back out to midfield. And ball carried by Zach Reed, who will fire it back over now to Mitch Jones from the right point. He's digging his way from the slot area. He's got a lane. Jones hangs onto it. He's triple teamed on the play, and the bouncing ball goes to the right side of Frank Chiliano.
Yeah, Jones found himself in no man's land there. He rotated up over top off the pick and then ran into a double, then a triple, and then ended up on the ground, and the Roughnecks regained possession.
Mitch Wild with the ball, throwing it back outside the line to Wesley Berg. He goes to the far side. Calgary comes in close. Mark Stainhouse comes up with a loose ball, and he hangs onto it and powers his way with a nice pass right out in front. Frazier with the ball now from behind the Calgary net. Plenty of time to shoot for the Bandits, so the change happens and completes with Dane Smith over to Durston, who finds an opening to Byrne into the far corner. Byrne getting a shot straight on, shoulder saved by Chiliano, and the rebound picked up by Tyler Price, who took quite a shot in the first half of play from Callum Crawford. Had to sit for 5 on that elbow. Wesley Berg from the left point inside the Bandit zone, goes far side, shot straight on by Holden Catoni, and a good save by Bouquet. Rebound scooped up by Calgary, but a bouncing ball in front met by Buffalo's defense, and the Bandits will get it out of their own zone, led by Steve Priolo. 7-5 Buffalo here in quarter number 3. Shots on goal favoring the Roughnecks by 1, 28-27. Dane Smith over to Mitch Jones. Jones powers his way in close, retreats, elects to go to Durston, who comes in from the right point. Nice deke by Durston, still hangs on to the ball, turns around, takes the shot wide. Rebound picked off by Calgary, and Creighton Reed comes up with it and clears it back out to mid-turf. where Curtis Manning will leave it off to the front door changers. And it's led by a very fast running Wesley Berg. Berg powers his way in close, and he's double teamed on the play by Kevin Brunell and Matthew Bennett. And Buffalo's got the ball, and here come the Bandits. Leading at 7-5 here in the third quarter of play. Again, the Bandits home next week. It's Hometown Heroes Night against Vancouver. Byrne with the ball. He's busted up by Calgary's defense, and here they come right back out. A fast-running Mitch Wild with it, crossing the Buffalo restraining line from the slot area. Leaves it into the far corner. Dabbled by Doby, and then left over to Curtis Dixon. Dixon from the left point. Scoots in, despite being double teamed on the play, loses the ball, and here comes Buffalo back out again. Leading it 7-5 here in the third. In over the line is Weiss. Now to Mark Stainhouse, shooting to the left side of Chiliano. Good retrieval by Mitch Jones. Plenty of time left on the shot clock, so Craig England leaves it into the corner out to Kellen Crawford. Crawford now to the right wing side of Mitch Jones. Jones coming in closer, looking, reversing the thrusters on his movement, leaving it out in front. Weiss with a shot that goes wide. Rebound picked up by Calgary, and they bust it out of their own zone finally. Looking to get a change where the offense comes back out. 7-5 Buffalo here in the third. 10:53 remaining. In over the line come the Roughnecks. Left wing pass, giving it over to Tyler Price. Price getting it back over to Berg. He couldn't hang on to it. Batted down by Steve Priolo and left back out at field. And cleared right back in by Calgary. Over the shoulder feed. Trying to get a hot stick to the left side of Bouquet, but he busted that one up, and here come the Bandits. Randy, a lot of end-to-end action here in this third quarter of play.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a lot of whistles by the referee. They're letting them play. You still have Desnew and Tyler Digby. They had some coincidentals. They're still in the box waiting to get out of the sin bin, but they can't get out because there's no whistles, Johnny.
Ball cleared by Calgary, in over the line. Deking from the far side. And hanging on to that ball is Tyson Bell, the youngster. A couple of caused turnovers in Colorado last week in his third season. Leaving it back out now. Curtis Dixon has got it. Tips it over to Berg. Berg from the corner. Leaving it over to Riley Lowen. Now tipping it over to Dixon. He's got room to move. Low shot save. Bouquet, and the rebound picked up by Mark Stainhouse. Hang on with 9 minutes and 41 seconds remaining. Things stop with Buffalo leading it 7-5. This is the National Lacrosse League Twitter Game of the Week.
Bucks can't get it up. Box action. How about 24/7 access to the NLL? All the goals, all the good defeats.
Last season, we launched NLL TV. It marked the first time that you could catch the fastest game on 2 feet from anywhere.
Dumped it backhand, your scores! Wow!
This season, it's back and better than ever. Just pick your package and you're good to go.
Don't get caught in the dark. Watch the National Lacrosse League live from your laptop, tablet, cell phone, and more. Get all the action, all the time.
The Roughnecks Pigskin Party Game is on Saturday, January 13th when the Roughnecks take on the Georgia Swarm at 7 p.m. presented by TELUS. Make sure to arrive early for $5 Rough House specials from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Whether you're a lacrosse fan, a football enthusiast, or just love good times with your friends, there's something for everyone at the Pigskin Party Game. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at CalgaryRoughnecks.com. Calgary Roughnecks. Come for the party. Stay for the game. The Roughnecks.
Third quarter action now between the benches with Dave Buchanan.
Thanks, John. 9:41 to go here in the third quarter. Bandits up 7-5. We've been talking about the fact that Troy Cordinley only dressed 7 forwards for tonight's game, electing to go with more defensemen, adding Ethan Schott and scratching Pat Saunders. Well, that offensive bench may have gotten a little bit shorter as Chase Frazier hobbled off there during one of the last possessions for Buffalo. Looks like he landed wrong down in the Calgary zone, so he hobbled back to the dressing room. He is currently not on the bench, so Buffalo right now only has 6 healthy forwards at the moment. That'll make things a little bit interesting here in the second half. Back up to you.
Time now for the fans to get out on the stands and do a little stretching and dancing, and we've got a pretty good dancer going in there with a Steve Priolo sweater on. Is that Priolo? No.
I don't know, but they're loving it.
Just kidding.
They're loving it in Bandit Land. Yeah, with Chase Frazier out of the lineup potentially, you know, you're going to have to rely a little bit more on Caleb Crawford and Dane Smith to pick up the slack here in the second quarter, John.
We had talked, Randy, about Dane at the pregame show and the fact that he's got to get his nose a little dirty. He's got 2 goals so far tonight. What is your review of his play so far?
Yeah, you know what? I think that he's letting the game come to him. I don't mind the offensive 5-on-5 sets that the Bandits have been doing. They haven't really forced a lot. They're not really running into doubles and triples occasionally, but I thought Dane Smith has done a very, very good job tonight of leading the offensive side of the things from the Buffalo Bandits, you know, on that 5-on-5 situation.
Well, a little pushing and shoving stops things with 9:09 remaining in the third quarter. Buffalo leading at 7-5. Randy, while we've got some time, and I know we've had a couple of weeks past before the 2 of us have been together, and I would be remiss for not saying anything about the passing of Dave Huntley. The league finally came out with a story this week about just the great qualities that this man had. I had mentioned in one of the Twitters a couple of 3 weeks ago that you introduced me to Dave when we were in Philadelphia together, back when he was coach of the Wings. And just what he meant to you, Randy, and what he meant to all of the Canadian kids to get a chance to go to college and play Division I lacrosse, 2 or 3.
Yeah, you know, I mean, just an amazing individual, you know. Yeah, I'm still in shock. You know, obviously a mentor, a friend to a lot of people. A guy that did it all for the right reasons, just loved the game, loved to work with people, loved to help give guys opportunities. And the thing about it is it's not just the Canadian guys. He transcends the borders. You know, I had the opportunity to get down to Baltimore for the wake, the funeral, and not only the Canadian guys, but also the American, you know, guys that he influenced, NLL guys, MLL guys, World Team guys, youth guys, Calvert Hall guys. It was just an amazing, obviously, display of affection, and you know, he's going to go down in history as one of the best, Johnny, because if we could only feel to do what he did, we're much better off, and we'd be great people, because he was one of a kind, and he's sorely going to be missed.
Stephanie McGinley came up with a story for NLL.com. It's on there right now. The passing of Dave Huntley, December 18th. A man that did so much for the world of college lacrosse, pro lacrosse, box lacrosse, field lacrosse. As Randy had mentioned, a guy that just loved to talk about the game and be enthusiastic, and was always a guy that stepped forward and said, "Okay, John, that's a great idea, but how can we do it better?"
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and always had time for everybody. You know, and you know, he's sorely going to be missed. You know, just an amazing individual. I mean, it's hard to put into words, you know, of what he did for this great game, and like I say, you know, for us to move everything forward, NLL, MLL, youth, you know, all we have to do is just reflect on his passion, his commitment, and in the game of lacrosse and in the world of lacrosse, we're going to be better for it.
And the passion that he has taught many of the people in the world of lacrosse, they will carry on to, and the continuation of this game, not only in the United States, but Canada. And Randy, thoughts and prayers to Dave Huntley's family. I know it's been since December 18th, but the 2 of us haven't had a chance to work together, and I wanted to bring that up in tonight's broadcast.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, because, you know, we're going to have to continue to build on the legacy of Dave Huntley. He will always be remembered, and I appreciate, you know, the opportunity to give, to allow me to have a little bit of a voice. Love you, Dave. I know he's down. He's watching right now, and we'll continue to build on his legacy. Absolutely.
8-5 the score here in Buffalo. Third quarter, Buffalo with the lead. Durston, most recent to score, is having quite a night against these Roughnecks. No stranger being the Western Division player last year, and here he is again. Durston with that ball, feeding it back over, trying to thread the needle to Dane Smith. Back over to Durston. Out of the flight, lost the ball, and it's picked up by the Roughnecks, and they're pushing it back out. Shots are even at 29. The score is 8-5 Buffalo. Dane Doby leaving the ball back out to midfield. Berg starts it up for the Roughnecks, well outside the line. Berg now has it from the left point. Got some room to move as Digby tries to set up a pick. Digby comes up with the ball, powers his way, leaves it into the corner to Berg. Berg scoots it up in the webbing of his stick. Leaves the shot to the right side with 3 seconds left on the shot clock for Calgary, and Buffalo has the ball. Here come the Bandits down the right wing lane. In over the line goes Steve Priolo. Looks to thread the needle, but the captain will retreat and afford Buffalo's front door to complete the change here in this third quarter, with his team leading it 8-5. Byrne with the ball, back over to a deking Dane Smith. Now back to Byrne from the right point. He's got a lane. Here's Byrne looking, shooting, hit the right goal post to Frank Giuliano. And the loose ball picked up by Curtis Manning, who pushes it back out to midfield. Powering away across this Dane Doby. Doby looks to shoot, which he does. Shoulder save, Bouquet, rebound, Nick Weiss.
Yeah, and Doby pays the price. He dips, he doodles, he dips, he's underneath, gets right in front. Bouquet, big left shoulder, and pays the price as he gets smoked down onto the Buffalo Bandit floor.
Jordan Durston with the ball. In over the line he goes. Tips it back over now to Mitch Jones with a shot, and Giuliano comes up with a save. And the big netminder for Calgary outlets it right across the line for Pace. Leaving it into the corner, McRae. Good hot stick shot off the stick. Tyson Bell got a piece of that one. And Bouquet again coming up with a nice save. Buffalo's got the ball and the lead, 8-5 here in the third quarter. Calgary back home next weekend. They'll go against Georgia. Buffalo against Vancouver. Right here at T-Bank Center a week from tonight. Mitch Jones with the ball, taking the shot. I checked that. He faked it and left it into the corner with just 1 second left in the shot clock, and that stops things with 4 minutes. 25 seconds left to play. Third quarter. Buffalo 8, Calgary 5. This is the National Lacrosse League Twitter Game of the Week. You can visit Watch on Facebook and facebook.com/NLLRelax every Monday starting at 6 p.m. and join the conversation. Now between the benches with Dave Buchanan.
Thanks, Johnny. 4:25 to go here in the third quarter. Bandits up 8-5. Of course, Banditland accustomed to hearing Brick House whenever Mark Stainhouse scores here in Banditland, and Bandit players actually get to pick their own goal songs. Guys like Dane Smith and Josh Byrne, they pick songs by Jay-Z and Kanye West. Craig England picks the Stone Cold Steve Austin theme song, but my personal favorite is Jordan Durston's Twist and Shout by the Beatles, and we've heard that one 3 times tonight because Durston's got 3 goals. Back up to you.
Hey, David, I got to ask you. What's going to be your song? I got to know. What would be your song?
What would be, you catch me, I want to Fight for Your Right to Party by the Beastie Boys.
Nicely done.
Here comes Calgary trying to get back into this game. 8-5 here in the third quarter of play. Wesley Berg with the ball in over the line. He goes, takes a shot straight on. Bouquet makes the save, and the rebound picked up by Mark Stainhouse. And here comes Stainhouse in over the line in the Calgary zone. Waits for fresh forces from the Buffalo bench to come out, all on the offensive power, and Stainhouse leaves the ball up and remains a part of the rush. Durston with 3. Far side over to Callum Crawford. Here's Crawford with the shot straight on. That went in and out of the crease. It did not reset. Oh, yes, it did reset. And Stainhouse is hit from behind, loses control of the ball. Calgary comes up with it, and here come the Roughnecks. This is third quarter action where the Bandits have an 8-5 lead over the Calgary Roughnecks. And Curtis Dixon leaves the ball down over to big Tyler Digby, who comes back from the restraining line, goes to the far side. Left to Lowen, now to Dixon, double teamed on the play. Couldn't get the shot away, and Buffalo's defense comes up strong, and Mitch Desnew getting it right back out. And here come the Bandits, right to the line, led by Justin Martin, scoring his first ever NLL goal tonight. Byrne with the ball, deep into the far corner to Dane Smith. There's looking Smith now to Byrne. Coming up with the ball as Buffalo gets themselves in position. Crawford with that shot, and is saved by Celiano. Rebound picked up by Calgary's Trayton Reed, and he'll turn on the thrusters out at midfield. While the front door opens up for Calgary, and fresh forwards come out. Holden Katoni with the ball. Takes the shot left side of Bouquet. Rebound is picked up by Ethan Schott in his first game of the National Lacrosse League tonight. Berg showing his power, triple teamed on the play with 4 seconds left on the shot clock, and Buffalo's got the ball, and here come the Bandits out of their own zone, led by the captain, Steve Prioldo. Matthew Bennett, who's had a strong game so far tonight, tipping it over to Jones. Jones to Smith, saved the over and back charge. Now to Callum Crawford from the far corner as he looks out in front to Jones with a shot on a hot stick. Goes over the crossbar, picked up by Calgary, and here they come back down the left wing lane. Dyson Bell is there. He'll take a look at things, and then with a shoveling move with the stick, leaves it over to Dixon. He gets a couple of swats by Martin, who's playing high. Digby goes to the far side, shot straight on, save Bouquet, rebound Calgary as it's swept back out to midfield, saved their over and back charge. Pace with the ball. Tipping it back over to Dixon. From the corner is Big Digby. He's upended by Desnew, and Digby and Desnew have a few words together while Weiss comes in with a shot. Save! Celiano rebound. It's Callum Crawford from behind the net. Crawford directs traffic, hangs onto the ball. Dekes his way out, retreats all the way to the far corner, and will hang on while Buffalo changes up with their offense. Jordan Durston with a hat trick tonight for Buffalo. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. Threading the needle over to Dane Smith. Tipping it now to Callum Crawford, back to Smith with a shot. Hits the high netting, and it will be Calgary's ball with 39.4 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 8-5 Buffalo.
Yeah, big save by Celiano. Nick Weiss picks the ball in, goes in all alone from the center. And Celiano with a big left pad save to keep this game within reach. The Roughnecks only down by 3.
Curtis Dixon, who opened the scoring in this third quarter, powers his way, but he's upended by Buffalo's defense. And the ball is carried out by Weiss, getting it back out to midfield to Priello, leaving it out in front of Brunel. He scores! Kevin Brunel.
Oh, the transition. Celiano not equal to the task there. Brunel, he's got all day, Johnny. He might as well, set up a camp in front of the net. Nobody coming back. Oh, and a great short side. Goes far. Celiano bites. Comes back short side. Old school. Brunel, second goal of the game. The Bandits are back up by 4.
13.2 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, and Buffalo has built a 9-5 lead and taken advantage in shots. 35-33. Second goal of the game, second goal of the season for Kevin Brunel.
Wow, and what an individual effort right there by Dixon. An end-to-end feed. Dixon one-on-one. He's so strong. He's just leaning. Gets all tied up. Still able to spring the stick away. Almost like a one-handed high to low through the pads of Bouquet. And just like that, they're back by 3 with 0.7 seconds left in the third quarter.
Tenth of a second left here in this third quarter. You got to hand it to Curtis Dixon. He will just not shut the motor down at all, and powered his way in, Randy, for the goal, and that's going to end the third quarter of play. Or will it? Yes. No.
Oh, and here we go down low here, Johnny.
Was it a little extracurricular activities? Mitch Desnew is tackled down onto the turf. And nothing erupts from that one. A little bit of milling and Some verbal jabs going on, but the officials are there quickly and will extinguish things. We'll go to the fourth quarter after this timeout. 9-6 Buffalo. This is the National Lacrosse League Twitter Game of the Week. Want the latest news, interviews, and more delivered straight to your inbox? You can head over to NLL.com and sign up for the NLL newsletter now. You won't want to miss a beat. John Gertler, Randy Mearns with you from the Ted Darling Memorial Press Box, and now Between the Benches with Dave Buchanan.
About to start the fourth quarter here at the KeyBank Center. Tonight kicks off a three-game swing for the Bandits, all against Western Division opponents. Tonight here against Calgary. Next Saturday, right back here at KeyBank Center, another winnable game against the Vancouver Stealth. But then a huge matchup in a couple of weeks. January 19th, they travel to Saskatchewan to take on the Rush. That should be a big one. But a nice three-game Western swing for the team as they try and climb back into the Eastern Division standings. Back up to you.
And yes, that next home game for Buffalo, a week from tonight against Vancouver. It is also Hometown Heroes Night, Randy, where special ticket offer for first responders, military personnel, $10 tickets in the 300 and $15 tickets in the 100 level ends. You can purchase your tickets now at bandits.com/hero. Underway for the fourth quarter of play tonight from Buffalo. David D is our producer and director tonight on the floor. Scott Fleetwood on special assignment. And Kyle Powell, our producer on the radio. Hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. And for our new viewers on Twitter, welcome to the NLL. You're seeing quite an action-packed game tonight. Calgary wastes little time getting the play set up down to the Bandit zone in the opening of this fourth quarter. Dane Doby with it, stretches from the right point. He's got a lane open. Tries to thread the needle again, and there's a hard shot by Tyler Digby, stopped by Bouquet.
Yeah, great feed by Doby. Digby rotates out off of a pick, but it's a tough angle. Bouquet sees that all the way.
How about that by Buffalo, returning the flavor and right back into the swing of things. Call me Callum Crawford.
Yeah, Crawford out the boards, or excuse me, out the front door in the transition game. Nobody rotates over. He's a righty. He's on his wrong side, but throws a twister to the far side. Oh, what a great goal by Crawford. A magician with the stick. And Buffalo reestablishes that 4-goal lead here in the fourth quarter.
So Crawford with his second goal of the night, adding to his assist and his fifth shot on goal of this game, giving Buffalo the 10-6 lead, while Calgary has the ball from the faceoff. And Zach Carrier will leave it out to the front of the bench while they go for a changeup. And here they come knocking on the door in the Bandit zone. Randy, the excitement continues here in Buffalo. Well, Calgary attempts to get the ball between the wickets of Bouquet, but they're denied. But talk about the excitement. Tomorrow, Buffalo facing Jacksonville, ending the 17-year playoff drought. That's 1 o'clock on CBS. And I'll tell you, this town is just stoked for the Bills.
Oh, it's on fire, Johnny. And you know what? Everybody's going to remember when the pass from Dalton got to the guy, because we were all excited. And the next thing you know, he scores a touchdown. I'll remember exactly where I was for the rest of my life.
Thank you, Andy Dalton of the Cincinnati Bengals. And with that said, the Bills fans, as great as they are, just like Bandit fans, 14,500 of them have donated $330,000 to the Andy and Jordan Dalton Foundation, which provides support and resources for seriously ill and physically challenged children, not only in Cincinnati, but Fort Worth, Texas as well. Randy, what other community does that in the United States?
Hard pressed to find that. You know, you just got
14,500 Buffalo fans donating to the Dalton Foundation.
Well, that's what we do. We're part of community.
$330,000.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
So a great night tonight here at KeyBank Center so far for the Bandits, leading at 10-6, and tomorrow 1 o'clock with the Buffalo Bills playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here comes Calgary out of their own zone. Josh Courier is there and brings it across the restraining line, trailing in, coming with a shot that goes wide. That's cleared back out along the boards, and running is Mitch DeSnew. Leaves it down into the Calgary zone. Check that Reed with the ball. Now over to Craig England with it from the left point. Far side. Back to Crawford. There's a low drive. Scores! Call me Callum Crawford.
Real quick offensive set. It's at the far boards. There's a pick and roll. They kick it back out to Crawford. He's one-on-one and utilizes a defender as a screen. Just goes sidearm to the short side on Chiliano. Chiliano wants that one back, but a beauty goal, the hat trick for Crawford. And the Bandits are up by 5.
I don't know if you remember a television show way back in the day called Highway Patrol on Roderick Crawford. That's what I call it.
Was it in black and white?
Roderick Crawford.
Was it in black and white?
Yes, it was. I'm sorry.
No, that's a beauty.
Yeah.
Old school, like you actually had to
California Highway Patrol.
You had to change the channel.
Oh yeah.
Use the antenna.
Clicks a little bit.
Yeah, no remote controls back in the day,
No,
Johnny?
Nothing. Here's Tyson Bell with the ball inside the Bandit zone from the top of the slot, leaving it into the far corner. Carrying out is Dixon, gets a couple of love taps, but still hangs onto the ball, scores! How about that one from Curtis Dixon?
Dixon trying to breathe life into the Roughnecks, just rotates up over top. It's kind of a sharp angle, but go low to high to the far side of Bouquet. That's the 4th of the night for Dixon. And he's single-handedly trying to keep the Roughnecks in this game. 11:06 left in the 4th quarter.
He must have listened to our pregame show, Randy. We were talking about with his 47 shots and coming into this evening's game, just shooting 6% from the floor. But with 4 goals tonight, and again, we're talking about the style of play that Kurt Milowski had mentioned to us this morning, and the fact that, boy, you just can't slow a guy like this down. He will grind it all the way to the goal area, and he's paid the price several times by scoring the goals tonight.
Yeah,
5 40-plus goal seasons for Curtis Dixon, and we had mentioned about 2 107-point campaigns back-to-back.
Oh, it's just an amazing, player, individual, lacks IQ, toughness, strength. And the thing about it is he's just got a heart. Like he's got all heart. He wants to win. He'll put the team on his shoulders. And they're going to rely on him for some other and some coming offensive shifts if the Calgary Roughnecks are going to get back in this game.
Bandits with the ball outside the line, 15 to shoot, plenty of time to set up a play. Deking is Callum Crawford. Here's Crawford again with a shot, and Chiliano reading that one perfectly.
Oh, that's quick feet by Crawford. He goes the old tippy toe, jab step up over top. He's got a breakaway. Chiliano equal to the task.
This is 4th quarter action, and we played 5 minutes. Buffalo leading at 11-7. End of the line comes Calgary, holding Catoni with the ball. One of the 9 first-round draft choices that Calgary has on their roster.
Breakaway.
And there's an opportunity for Buffalo, and whose house? Stainhouse coming straight in, and Chiliano stops him cold. 9:38 left to play, quarter number 4. Buffalo with an 11-7 lead over Calgary. This is the National Lacrosse League Twitter Game of the Week. This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Grab your orange and black and get ready to lose your voice in Bandit Land. Individual game tickets are on sale now, starting at just $15. Tickets are available at the KeyBank Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Bandit Land. This is... Get the latest news and updates from around the league following NLL on Twitter, Instagram, and NLL and Snapchat. Stay connected with your favorite team every day. Sean Jafarnijab, we thank you for all of your work from the National Lacrosse League for line producing. Now, between the benches with Dave Buchanan.
Thanks, John. 9:38 to go here in regulation. Bandits up 11-7. Of course, Callum Crawford's got a hat trick tonight. His lacrosse career kind of coming full circle by being required by the Bandits this offseason. He was reminded on a recent trip home that when he was growing up in suburban Ottawa, he attended a lacrosse camp that was headlined by Troy Cordonley and John Tavares, and his mom still even has the poster. So he went to a camp as a kid headed up by Cordonley and Tavares, and now they're his head coach and offensive coordinator. Guys, back up to you.
Pay dividends tonight, that's for sure. Thank you for that note, Dave. 11-7 Buffalo here in quarter number 4, 9:25 remaining. Calgary trying to make a game of it. They're getting close. There's Catoni with a shot, save, Bouquet, rebound! Stopped by Bouquet right on the goal line.
Oh, wow. Bouquet had to be quick as a cat there. There was a loose ball up in front, swatted by Catoni off the rebound, and Bouquet throwing the big right pad. Huge save to keep the Bandits up by 4.
Here come the Bandits down in the roughneck zone. Fourth quarter action, 9 minutes remaining. Here's Dane Smith. It's fell out of the webbing of his stick and left into the corner, and Calgary will make the transition. Congratulations goes to my broadcast partner for being elected to yet another Hall of Fame, the Western New York chapter of the U.S. Lacrosse Hall of Fame. Randy Mearns. We're also joining John Tavares and the late, great Tom Borelli of the Buffalo News and a host of other great lacrosse people from Western New York. And the special event, Randy, will take place next week on January 13th. That's how many Halls of Fame are you in right now?
I don't know.
That's a lot.
But
you're elected to the Hall of Fame with the Western New York chapter of the U.S. Lacrosse Hall of Fame.
Pretty humbling, pretty honored.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But you don't do it without a lot of hard work, a lot of help from a lot of people. All my assistant coaches back in Griffland, just the people around, guys that are involved in this great game of lacrosse to build it in the Western New York area. Real excited that Tommy Sutton's going to be getting in.
Yeah.
One of the lead officials, really, evolving the officiating, as we move forward, NCAA, NLL, old school, MLL. Just a super group, Johnny Tavares to go in with him. Scott Teeter, Dougie Core, and the likes of those guys and people. I'm just super excited and very, very honored and looking forward to next Saturday.
Now, the event will be January 13th, which is a week from today, tonight, at the Marriott Harbor Center.
Have a little din-din.
Tickets are available at the westernnewyorklacrosse.com. You also buy a ticket. You get a ticket to the Bandits game against
absolutely.
Vancouver.
Yeah. And then there'll be some things going on. I believe before the game, so we're gonna have to work out the broadcasting thing a little bit, just like the Buffalo Bandit alumni game back in the day.
Mitch Jones on the scoreboard for Buffalo. And the Bandits with a 12-7 lead.
Oh, he goes straight down Main Street as well, just like Brunel in the first goal. Great look, nobody there. A one-timer, catch release, far side on Chiliano. And the Bandits back up by 5.
So Jonesy on the scoreboard tonight for the Bandits, his 8th of the season. Had 13 shots on goal last week in Toronto. 2 goals that he had and 4 assists. And Jones helping out Buffalo's offense tonight with a 12-7 lead. 7 minutes left to play. Calgary with a shot going wide. Rebound Doby on his own. And this time it went straight on, and Bouquet reading that one. Oh, the reflexes are back tonight, Randy, for Alex Bouquet. I mean, he's just reading the ball perfectly.
Yeah, he's reading the ball. Maybe he loves the lighting here at the Key Bank Center, Johnny. He's playing phenomenal. The home crowd, a lot of support. And defensive-wise, the Banditos are just playing phenomenal. Holding the Calgary Roughnecks right now, 6 minutes left to only 7 goals.
Bandits passing that ball. Now it's left over to Callum Crawford. Tipping it to Dane Smith. Jordan Durston with it. Rebound goes to the side of a diving opportunity.
Yeah, and I think Chiliano's hurt on that one. He kind of got awkward making that big save on Dane Smith.
Play continues while Chiliano tries to gather himself back into position, and finally called by the officials with 6:10 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Buffalo leading at 12-7. And the Calgary trainer immediately from the bench attending to Frank Chiliano.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to bend your body this way that he does.
Ouch.
He's kind of spread back. The Bandits attack from behind the net. He's got a throw, he twists, and it looked very awkward as he lied and fell back into the net. Huge save, keeping the Roughnecks in this game. But it's good to see that he's back up on his feet, getting the helmet on.
Looks to stay in the game, which he shoos off the trainer back over to the bench, and Frank Chiliano will protect between the pipes for Calgary. 6:10 remaining here in the fourth quarter of play. Mia Gordon from the National Lacrosse League had a nice interview with Curtis Dixon and about his background growing up. His father from Scotland, a lacrosse player, and right at the time, as he told Mia, when he started to walk, a lacrosse stick was put into his hand, and followed up with a solid rudimentary play. And then, like many of the players, Randy, in Canada, had to make the decision, do I go on and play hockey? Do I go on and play lacrosse? And he elected to play lacrosse, get a nice education, and just the style of guy that he is. And his coach, Kurt Molesky, just speaks so highly of him. And just the way he's played tonight has just been tremendous.
Yeah, had the opportunity to go play for Coach Schillinglaw at the University of Denver, had a great career there. And again, just a competitor, just all heart. And like a lot of young Canadian lads, is it lacrosse or is it hockey? At times, sometimes you don't have a choice, because if you're just not that good at hockey, then that dream's gone.
Yeah.
Because it's always a dream. But what a great fallback in the sport of lacrosse. And look where this game continues to grow. And it's only going to continue to grow in the National Lacrosse League as lacrosse itself internationally throughout North America just grows and grows with more and more youth playing the sport. Field lacrosse, box lacrosse. And Chiliano looks like he's twisted himself back up.
Now we've got a little bit of a line dance going right at the Calgary restraining line. Sticks are up, and the official game clock stops with 4 minutes and 57 seconds remain of the fourth quarter. Buffalo leading at 12-7. We're going to bust out of here for a minute. This is the National Lacrosse League Twitter Game of the Week.
Fans, you are in complete and utter control here. Your chance. Check it out. Big boy, first one. Justin.
Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Grab your orange and black and get ready to lose your voice in Bandit Land. Individual game tickets are on sale now, starting at just $15. Tickets are available at the KeyBank Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Bandit Land. 47-45 shots Calgary, but Buffalo's got the lead 12-7 now between the benches with Dave Buchanan.
Thanks, Sean. 4:57 to go here in regulation. Buffalo up 12-7. When Calgary entered the league in 2002, their first draft pick, they took Blaine Manning, who went on to have a great career at Toronto. They also took a guy by the name of Lewis Ratcliffe in the 4th round, who had a pretty good career as well. In the dispersal draft, they took Tracy Kelusky from Montreal, and of course, Kelusky had his number retired by Calgary last year. But do you gentlemen remember who was Calgary's first pick in their expansion draft in 2002?
I think that was me.
Yeah, the multi-time Hall of Famer Randy Mearns. But Mearnsy, you never played for him. You wound up in Buffalo that year. What was the story there?
Well, because then immediately that day I was sitting there, I'm like, how am I going to go do this in Calgary? I was coaching at Canisius at the time. So then I went to Micah Kersey's wedding, but the GM at the time in the Buffalo Bandits, Kurt, he'd already had a trade all set up, so I ended up in Buffalo. So it was a great day on a Saturday. I remember very, very well.
Congrats on the Hall of Fame, Mearnsy.
Thanks, David. Nicely done.
There's Kevin Brunell looking for the hat trick. He's hit from behind, getting the shot away. And the ball cleared out by Calgary, and they're going to put the extra attacker out as Chiliano runs to the bench. 4:23 left to play here in the 4th quarter. Buffalo leading at 12-7, but on attack on the Roughnecks. Tony with a shot shoulder save. Bouquet rebound along the near boards. Good defense for Buffalo. However, Calgary taking the ball away and swatting it now to the near corner. And Dane Doby goes down hard.
Yeah, the Snoo's not happy. He's going to be serving 2 for a cross check. I thought it was a legal check, but we'll get the replay on it. The Roughnecks taking some chances. 4:07 left, John. They're pulling the goalie. You might as well. They got to score some goals. They're going to have an opportunity on the power play as the Snoo heads to the box.
Penalty. Get over 12, Mitch the Snoo. 2 minutes for cross-checking. The Snoo, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Bandits going to the short even.
Well, you make the call, not only Randy, but those watching at home on Twitter or NLL TV. A power play for Calgary.
Yeah, I think it was probably the second opportunity because he got him down and then he kind of, I'll just let my whole body weight, my elbow, crash the back of your skull. He's in the box, Roughnecks back up, and boom, Dane Doby makes him pay.
Goes high to high and scores the goal. There's Calgary within 4, 12-8. Power play goal scored by the sharpshooter, Dane Doby.
Yeah, that's Doby's second power play marker of the evening, and they waste little time. They're still in this game. Goals can come very, very quickly, and something that the Calgary Roughnecks have done a great job tonight is they've won a majority of the faceoffs, so they'll continue to get the ball. They got to try to break the Buffalo Bandit defense.
Yes, Tyler Burton has done a great job tonight for Calgary, as we had mentioned at the start of the broadcast, with 12 for 19 last week against Colorado. Coming into this evening's game overall, 20 for 31, and a member of the 500 face-off wins. So, with that, streaking ball comes up with Calgary's position. Tristan Del Bianco in for Calgary just in the moments of trying to get back that ball into position. He runs right back to the bench area. The 6th attacker is out, a bouncing ball all alone down in the Calgary zone. And Steve Priolo is there. 3:24 remaining in this 4th quarter. Buffalo leading it 12-8.
Smart
ball cleared out.
Yeah, smart play there. They could have tried to press to get a goal. Might as well utilize some clock. They do it, and then a streaking Caleb Crawford, John, comes flying from the bench. Nobody picks him up. He just goes one-on-one right down on Del Bianco. Kind of gets airborne, a little awkward, but then goes twister right around. And I think that's going to be it. Almost an insurmountable lead for the Buffalo Bandits.
What a move by Callum Crawford. And another great night for the 13-year vet. Had the hat trick last weekend and did a fine job tonight against Calgary with Buffalo's 13-8 lead. with 3 minutes left to play here in this fourth quarter. Buffalo with the ball. Christian Del Bianco between the pipes, .652 save percentage. He's played 36 minutes. Made 15 saves so far. 0-3 lifetime with a .720 save percentage. There's an opportunity for Buffalo. Durston looking for some more. And it's waved off as he went inside the crease area, and Calgary comes right back with a sixth attacker. Shoulder save. Bouquet rebound, Mitch DeSnew. And DeSnew is high stick by Wesley Berg, and a penalty coming up against Calgary. Here is Mark Steinhaus with a shot. Splitting save by Christian Del Bianco. And a penalty coming up against Calgary with 2 minutes and 16 seconds remaining of this fourth quarter. Buffalo with a 13-8 lead. And this is Buffalo's first power play of the game.
Actually, I think it's the second because Durston got a power play marker, I believe, in the third quarter. We'll have to check the stats on that. But that being said,
we have no stats tonight, so
we're working on it.
We're working on it. That's what Point Streak said. We're working on it.
Right. So here we go. They're going to go off with Crawford, Dane Smith. They're going to go put Josh Byrne, the rookie. They're going to go heavy left. He's going to run the top.
You guys know that, right?
Byrne, the quarterback of this power play. Dane Smith from left.
What do you guys think?
Playing catch together with 2 minutes left to play in the regulation. Far side pass. Looking for the drive. Jones shot blocked into traffic. And now the fans following the song of Shout for the Buffalo Bills in preparation for tomorrow's playoff game down in Jacksonville. Oh, what a great sports weekend with
just tons of
World
things going
Junior
on.
Championship last night with Team Canada winning here at KeyBank Center. Bandits playing tonight, Bills tomorrow. Sabres also into action.
One of my old assistants won a shuffleboard championship on a cruise he's on.
Well,
that's got to
nice.
count for something, right?
Anything that we could do. So Del Bianco ran over to the Calgary bench, but now is retreating between the pipes. And with 1:07 remaining in regulation, Dane Doby comes up with the ball and he powers his way in. Trailing in, it's Katoni Doby with a shot saved. Bouquet. And the ball cleared out by Buffalo, and under a minute to play in this game. Again, Buffalo will be back home a week from tonight against the Vancouver Stealth. It is Hometown Heroes Night. We'll have the pregame show beginning at 7 o'clock on ESPN 1520 and WGWE. And then our coverage at 7:30 on NLLTV.com. Strong game tonight. Randy, I can say this in a true mark after two disappointing outings, one in Rochester and the other one in Toronto. And Buffalo will go 2-0 at home as Bouquet makes the save in 18 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you know what? Team effort. They did all the little things, took advantage of their transition, had phenomenal goaltending. Defensive-wise, they were communicating, rotating. That great job of preparing the Bandit defense for this Calgary Roughneck team. They owned them defensively, and a big win to bring them to that 500 record going into next week against Vancouver.
13-8 final tonight here from KeyBank Center. The Buffalo Bandits over the Calgary Roughnecks. And a pretty good game this evening for goaltender Alex Bouquet. Randy, we were kind of hard on him at the beginning of tonight's game, particularly on the radio pregame show, but he has turned in a fine performance and seems to have, like you say, he's got the sightlines here at the KeyBank. Still holds the lead of the most goals. He's sharing it now with Matt Vince with 66. That achieved in the first game against Toronto of the 2017-18 season, and now he comes up strong this evening for his club. And like you say, to go 2-2 on the year.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and again, it's as Troy Cordingley says, you know, this whole season, like it's a marathon. We got to continue to get better day in, day out. You know, some of the focuses, the keys, you know, they needed better goaltending, but they had to play better defensively. They had to take care of all the little things. They had to hunt for the loose balls. You know, they had to share the ball offensively, and you know, I think they were checking a lot of those boxes tonight, Johnny. And it's great for the young man to come up with another stellar performance tonight, continue to build confidence, his teammates in him as well, and a real nice win for the Buffalo Bandits all the way around.
A victory lap for the Buffalo Bandits and a much-needed win tonight after two very disappointing performances, one in Rochester and the other one last week in Toronto. And just every team member played a solid game this evening, and of course led by goaltender Alex Bouquet. And much to the delight of the fans here tonight at the KeyBank Center, taking a twirl around and led by Mitch DeSnew, along with Durston and a host of other Bandits following the way in appreciation of the fine performance tonight by the Buffalo Bandits.
It was great to watch Bouquet. Like, he didn't go around the boards. He kind of did like a little lap at the center circle with all that goalie equipment. No need to be running around all the way. Smart for a youngster. Wily veteran move.
Here's tonight's 3 stars of the game, selected this evening by Steve Brunel.
13-8 final. We're trying to get someone right now. We do. Dave Buchanan between the benches.
Yeah, thanks, John. Down here at Callum Crawford. Callum, great game tonight. 4 goals for you and a return to Bandit ball tonight.
Yeah, that's, you know, our offense came here with a mission, and that was to be a team offense tonight. And, you know, I might have gotten 4 goals, so that's because of the work everybody else is doing, really. It was the best team offense I've been a part of in a long time. It was unselfish, you know, it was special. We touched on that throughout the week, and everybody contributed there. It was so great.
Just take us through that wrong-sided goal you had down here. That was a pretty nice move on the wrong side, and you're able to beat Sigliano with that one.
Yeah, you know, I got lucky. I threw a twister, he bid on it, and it went in. Luckily.
Congrats, we'll see you back here next Saturday night.
Thank you very much.
There's Callum Crawford down here, guys. Back up to you.
All right, Dave, once again, the final score, Buffalo defeats Calgary 13-8. You can visit NLL.com for an all-access pass to the National Lacrosse League and get the latest news, highlights, stories, and more. David D., our producer and director of tonight's telecast for Twitter. Kyle Powell, our producer on the radio. And for those of you listening on the radio, we will pick up with our post-game show. But for right now, for Randy Mearns and Dave Buchanan, I'm John Gertler. You've been watching the National Lacrosse League on NLL TV and Twitter. So long, everybody.